This is the perfect time to go live on YouTube. This is the perfect time.
No.
We're a minute late, so we're going live. Hi.
I've never fully dropped it, but it is a game I definitely go in and out of.
I just don't see the long-term appeal of it.
Yeah, I quit it cold. I played it pretty good, and then
It's
I'm like,
fun.
eh.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
I find the gameplay loop enjoyable.
I think the gameplay mechanics are fun. I think I'd rather play Breath of the Wild, which is why I play it.
Like, excluding the Breath of the Wild thing, I think Genshin's a fun game. I started playing
I'm gonna argue I like the combat system more than Breath of the
a
Wild.
certain character. Realized they're limited. Decided
Breath of the Wild is insane. I love it.
I was like, I'm this deep in on it. I'll see what it's like.
The weapon degradation ruined that entire game for me.
It's interesting.
that
It's
system.
interesting, Dallas, that you find that frustrating, but you don't find what Genshin
Also,
wants
the
you to
fact
find
that there were
frustrating.
no
Have you ever
dungeons.
bounced
Also, the
at
fact
a
that there were no
portal?
dungeons.
Well, yeah, that's just...
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
I think Breath of the Wild.
dungeons.
I'll say this. This is partially a me hang up. I probably would have liked Breath of the Wild just fine if it was not a Legend of Zelda game. The fact that it's a Legend of Zelda game is the reason I don't like it.
Yeah, I
If
can
it
see
has
what you
certain
mean
like
by that.
pretend.
I want specific things out of a Zelda game, and it did not give me those things.
The puzzles were good, but nothing
No, they weren't.
particularly game-breaking. And
No,
you
some
could-
of them are fine.
you
I
could break
like
all
Breath
of
of the Wild a lot. It's an interesting callback to, like, basically it's a stealth remake of the very original Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like, everything is not here. There's nothing. Like, it's an interesting game. I hope they advance it in the sequel. It does seem like they're doing more with, like, the weird arm thing.
I just want dungeons.
Powers.
If you give me big dungeons,
Yes,
I'll
proper
shut the fuck
dungeons
up.
also is a thing I think most people want. Most people played Breath of the Wild and were like, okay, this is great, but I need real-ass Zelda dungeons,
The
okay?
idea I always heard
Yeah.
about it would be you have like sets of tiers where like there's 3 dungeons you do, and then you do next 3 and then next 3. So basically there are
Like-
still layers of progression you get.
I mean, yeah, that's
But-
basically how like that's like
I'm
how
gonna
Link to
throw
the Past
stones.
was, for instance. That was
I
3,
blame
then Master
Skyrim.
Sword, then 7.
Ocarina
entirely
of
blame
Time, and
Skyrim.
then
You can't blame Todd. That's not allowed in this house.
and then
No, I mean,
Skyward
this is my stream that is live to YouTube right now. You can absolutely blame Todd Howard. That is allowed here.
Todd Howard is
But anyways, my problem with Genshin is
I'm
that
so
daily
glad that
content-
we're 2 minutes in and Dallas can speak
I
like
just,
that.
my
I counted.
My problem with Genshin Impact is that the daily mission content grind is like 3 hours long. It's fucking bullshit.
it gets shorter after
See,
a while, but yes, it's
Vesper?
usually an hour.
There's still a
I
build up to
completely
that.
ignore the daily content, so...
so
That's what most
so
people do. Hi,
go-
by the way,
going back to-
is anybody in chat? I haven't seen my chat window pop. I know we're just fucking around with this motherfucker on screen, but
going
Hi,
back
are
to
you here?
It's
Arknights,
fabulous.
hello.
the reason I can still play Arknights is because I have a second phone now. I would have dropped it, but I can do all my dailies on a second phone and not have to worry about losing my
Give it
phone.
every-
Here's the reason I can't play Arknights. It's a tower
It's good.
defense. I don't like tower defense games.
Is it
That's
though?
fair.
No. there's-
Yeah,
there's
yes,
also-
it is.
Hey David, I'm gonna need that JSON file Thursday.
I'm sorry, Spyro didn't let us. I was actually first. I was the one talking when the stream started.
Oh, hold on. I gotta mute the stream.
okay. All right, I've once again had to pop out chat. Hi, welcome to Fabled Portrayal. I know we had
So the episode we're
3
talking about
minutes
just
in.
Genshin Impact and Breath of the Wild. We don't have to.
I mean, Fabled Portrayal is basically it's
Us hanging out a bit.
we call it the thing where we look at Yu-Gi-Oh cards and we laugh at them. But
Look,
really, it's more
we
of
didn't
just
get our
the
2 hours of D&D FFM.
yeah. Roll20 exploded today, so D&D is canceled forever, or at least for a week.
I decided that Roll20 has slammed me for the last fucking time, and I'm
Yes.
quitting Roll20.
So
I
yeah,
can't,
so we have the time to do a failed portrayal, so we'll do it. And but failed portrayal is really just I get the progression tournament brain trust together and we do a podcast. It is occasionally involves yelling about Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but
We have brains?
in
And
case
sometimes I'm here.
yeah, sometimes different people are
say
here. Loth will not be
five
here today,
chances.
but David, as you can hear, is joining
We
us.
have trust.
But no, what I was gonna say was that if you've watched the series that I boldly claim I absolutely stole this idea from because Rada is a coward and refuses to make more. Pathetic aesthetic. They talk about all kinds of nonsense in those. Also, they go for way longer than us. That numbers one is like 4.5 hours long, and Rada and
I think
Jimbo's
that
are
was
fucking
Don't be
dead
fair,
by
if
the
we
end of
did
it.
numbers, we would be here for a week.
Oh yeah, no,
We
we would
have to
also
do-
be dead. But
We
you
would
gotta
have
give
to
me
do it in
10
2 parts.
You gotta get me to 10k.
Because here's the
subs.
thing.
No, Axe. If these motherfuckers get me to 10k subs, I'll do them by myself.
It's,
Well,
it's
okay,
like,
seven
well,
hours.
then we just start
I'll
early.
do it
We
too,
start
because
early.
I'm a masochist.
Well,
You
yeah, I
have
would
to
probably
start at
schedule it at
regular
something.
time, and we just go until like 6 a.m. in the morning.
But here's the thing.
I'd do it.
What
I'd
I would
just
say about the
slam
numbers
coffee.
is like you'd think, oh, it's easy. There's only 100 of them. No. Despite the naming convention, there's way more than 100 numbers.
There's over 100
Well,
numbers.
so-
There's
so-
also you got to do chaos numbers, and there's some fake numbers in there.
Well, yeah,
There's 100
chaos
utopias.
numbers.
There may be 100 numbers, but
A lot of it's
th-
these
th-
monsters.
there are like 12 chaos numbers.
That's not okay.
And they're like 12 chaos numbers, but there's also like there's also like 50 more numbers upgrades.
Yeah,
So like
it's-
30 of those, which are all utopias.
The numbers,
Yeah.
Jason. What do they mean?
What do
The
they mean?
numbers.
I don't know. They.
Okay,
That's a
David.
brain melting for
Okay,
later.
okay. All right, David.
We'll learn about numbers when progression gets to Xyz. Currently, we're in the Synchro era, which is why we are doing Fabled today. Let's dig up what's the backstory blurb on the Fabled, or just Fabled.
I should have looked this up earlier. I forgot to. I will just look it up for Fable Dual Terminal.
Yes.
They wanted to remake Dark World, except better.
So we'll talk. Let's briefly talk about Fabled and the Fabled. They're technically two separate archetypes that fit within each other, but. We talked about this, I think, when we briefly mentioned that Fabled exists the last time we did one of the Hidden Arsenal type dual terminal streams. But their OCG name is Mago Shin, which means Demon Roar God. Hence why they are just not translated as that in the TCG. That would not be okay. 6-year-olds play this
Also,
game,
just
don't you know?
sound really stupid.
Also, yeah, when you can say it as Mago Shin, that's like, you can get some coolness out of that. It's not as cool when you translate it literally. And the dumber version is the video game translation. Some used Fiend Roar deities. No, not good. But they're
definitely
light
not good.
fiends. And there are some The Fabled, which in the OCG are Demon Roar God Beast, which are beast monsters. But they're light type fiends and beasts. They are from Dual Terminal, and they do stuff.
Also, to Dallas's point about Fabled being Dark World but better, that's actually shit all.
No,
That is
Shadal
actually
is
what
fabled,
Shadal
but better.
That may actually be true, because the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki it does say that Fabled are a series of light fiends that get effects by discarding monsters to graveyard, which is arguably Dark Worlds but better, since Dark Worlds don't discard themselves unless you're playing the good cards. The 2 good cards.
Okay,
Dark
so
World
I've
Dealing.
done a bit of digging, and to make a long story short, the Fableds are a sort of underground tribe of hedonistic demonic entities who awoke sometime during the whole Dual Terminal War, decided while the worms were invading to be like, hey, you know those dinosaurs across the river from us? Let's just kill them. Why? I don't know. Let's just do it.
So these guys wake the fuck up from God knows what kind of sleep, and they just wake up and shout. It's like a meme. We zoom in on their face. The Fabled opens his eyes and is like, "Fuck Jurak."
No, this is an entire archetype of just Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
If you don't get that reference, you're too young.
It's a multi-layer
Or not
reference.
cultured enough, either one.
yeah,
Or,
it-
yeah,
That
I'm just not
that was
cultured
the thing.
enough.
Dallas,
know
I
that
think we made 2 separate Pazuzu references, both of which people might not get because they're too young.
Are those both Exorcist jokes? Or...
Wait, what?
Mine was just a reference to The Exorcist.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Dallas is referencing The Exorcist, and I was referencing Futurama.
yeah,
I didn't know that one.
Oh.
I
knew
know
that-
neither of those things.
I know the Futurama one.
for like the one line compartmentalization of the lore. Perhaps they were awakened by the mayhem on the surface, or perhaps the allies of Justice's dimensional interference experiments. Either way, the Fabled, who had been sleeping since time immemorial, awoke and led their minions to the surface world. The awakened Fabled appeared in the Jurak nest vicinity and attacked it.
So wait, they're the pillar.
So wait, not even
yeah,
the designers know what they're doing
It doesn't
here.
even say why. It says they woke up, were next to the Drax, and said they just attacked it. Why?
This is just like the opening of Avatar. It's like, and then the Fire Nation attacked.
You know,
To be
Basically.
fair, I will defend their decision, because if I woke up and saw Drax, I would also attack.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Fair.
I would
I will also say a thing of I enjoy that this guy just looks like he's a Devil May Cry character.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
so
very
I've put him in
Virgil.
on screen.
This guy has the worst sword of all time, ever.
So this is technically a new
I've
one.
seen a few worse.
I don't
So,
wanna see
yeah, so we're Fabled are really weird. Some of these monsters, which is gonna happen no matter which way I decided to slice this list, because we have to do it alphabetically because fuck the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki. Also, yes, I am playing a cover of the Pillarman theme very briefly, since Dallas mentioned it. I won't let it loop.
To be fair, it is fair. It is a fair comparison.
Yeah, so, but Fabled are a series that actually got support recently. This card you're seeing on screen, Fabled Andraith here, is from Blazing Vortex, which was released in
That they released 5 months ago?
TCG. Yeah, earlier this year. I bought a box of it. What rarity was this guy? Do I own this motherfucker? He was a super rare. I might.
Yeah, he's a super, so you probably did because he's a super rare.
Yeah, I'd have to double check. So yeah, Fable Andraith is one of the Fabled Synchros. He is relatively new, so it's going to be a little unfair to start with him, but like I said, it's hard to slice either way. This is a level 6 Synchro, so he is a light fiend.
I mean, he is very on theme with the rest of them. I don't think it's too much like certain other archetypes that have just morphed into something.
Yeah, I mean,
completely different.
like Axe said, this is also just a Devil May Cry motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's got a really dumb sword. He's got some armor. You could also say he's got, like, this armor could be a couple of different aesthetics. He could be a Soul Calibur character, for instance, with this armor.
Yeah.
I think he could be a Fire Emblem boss.
But...
Oh yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, also, yes, absolutely. This is a miniature produced by Games Workshop.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no, this is
He looks
something
like
Warhammer
he should be Mechanicus, or
No, he is
no,
not.
War-
He's not steampunk enough.
no Warhammer Fantasy.
Also,
yeah.
Kai reminds me of Val Network with Bowser possessed.
Oh right, kinda.
Also, yes,
with
Carlos,
the
this
wings.
is the TTS Waken My Quivering Abs remix because fucking A it is. Anyway, yeah, so this is Andraith. I mean, this is our first look at a Fabled monster, so there's not a lot to really critique here other than just general look. Like, this is what they look like. He's got a weird bird mask. He's very fluffy,
Outside of his
actually.
sword, I think he looks great.
I mean, yeah. Good.
He's got a couple of tiny little gremlin babies in Speedos floating around him. They're not Ojamas, but they are Ojama adjacent, I would say.
Yes.
Sure, Ojama
And
demons.
it looks like there's probably more in the background, just as tiny dots in the background.
They could be. They could be back there. We don't know.
Looks like
he
a
is a-
dust storm.
So his effect.
Well, first, just like the aesthetics, right, of this archetype. We've just met him. Other than that, like, I don't know if it's a negative or positive yet. I would say this design is very extra.
So,
But that
I'll
could
say
be what
this.
they're about. So
I like the spikes on this one. It's weird for me, but I like them.
This is an archetype that is similar to a lot of synchro archetypes, where there's two aesthetics in the archetype. There's the synchro aesthetic and the non-synchro aesthetic.
yeah,
This definitely falls in line with their synchro aesthetic.
yeah. I would assume that the
I like that.
non-synchro aesthetic is probably the Gremlin men, who
Yeah.
I will not be
And-
shocked if we meet later as tuners.
Yeah, and like Robin said, a lot of times we disparage having spikes on shoulders and knees. It does work with the design concept of this. The way this guy's posed, he is hamming it up to an exceeding extent.
Oh yeah.
Well, and
Where-
also, this is a light. This guy's a light type
For him.
fiend. This is a fallen angel type
Yeah.
monster. Like, yeah, no,
Oh,
of
yeah,
course he's
no,
wearing
he-
spiked armor. Duh.
Also,
Yeah, no,
I
I
do
was
want to
gonna
say
say
one more
you-
thing about the Fabled lore. After the worms are defeated, the Fables go, okay, hey guys, war's over. Now we want to take over the world. We're the new bad guys.
Well, and that makes sense because they are light type, so you can still play
Yeah.
Allies of Justice to beat them up.
It's very funny how it goes from just, okay, war's over. Hey guys, we're the baddies now.
I wouldn't say. What's the quote from Megamind? I wouldn't say free. More like under new management.
Yeah, basically.
Hey,
Because it-
look at me. I'm the bad guy now.
It does state that the Fabled did play a part in the Alley of Justice being built, but they also pushed Mist Valley out of the alliance.
Rip.
Killing them?
No, just they were just assholes enough to where the Mist Valley left the alliance.
Which
They
is
were
a shame,
just
because I remember that
I
Mist Valley
mean-
is good. I don't know, or some of the Mist Valley
I-
cards are good anyway.
I mean, I would say that I've done the same thing in Stellaris, except I'm not good at Stellaris.
So what this card does, we should bring this up to, as Dallas mentioned it. This is a level 6 synchro. It's got 2400 attack. It requires one Fabled tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. If this card is special summoned, your opponent can discard one card to negate this effect. Otherwise, you can draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. So that's pretty good. This is a modern card.
Remember, this is a Dark World archetype, so
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
I, as Mega just said, preface the fact that this card is from 5 months ago compared to the decade ago that a lot of these other cards are made from.
Yeah.
So his effect will sound borderline stupid compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, so
Well,
if a
also-
monster is sent from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, special summon it to your field, but negate its effects. You can only use each effect of Fabled Andraith once per turn. What is that, folks? Do I hear a hard once per turn? Yes, it's a hard once per turn, but yeah, no, that's really fucking sick. On a level 6 synchro?
And let's be honest, though. So I assume that at this point there are archetypes. Well, I mean, you said that this was very modern, where giving your opponent the chance to discard could actually be a bad thing.
Yes. It would depend on your counterplay. You would have to be careful, because they can also get effects or just load their graveyard.
If you tried to play this against current Shaddolls, you would lose the duel right there.
But
But
to be
depends if
fair,
they're playing
Shaddolls
Shaddoll,
are and always have been, I believe, way more meta than Fabled.
Oh, infinitely.
It's not
Yes.
fair comparison, but yes.
Shaddolls are still currently a meta deck because Winda is.
Well, they're not a meta deck, though, Robin.
They are a meta engine.
They are a part of a Frankenstein abomination of a meta deck called Invoked Dalmatica.
Interesting. So,
I mean, fair.
It's just
But
3
it's still
archetypes
Ukraine.
jammed together.
Yeah. Vesper, you had a so there?
well, I'm still looking at the lore, but apparently, even though the Fabled are light monsters, the Fabled said, "Hey, Ally of Justice, we're better than you. Get out of here." And then the Gen X happened.
Weird.
I mean, I was gonna say they look like the kinds of people that would say, "We're better than you. Get out of here."
Well, yeah, but like,
Or
so,
at
so
least
the,
this guy does.
But so the Gen X are essentially Ally of Justice 2.0 that were
That
made
actually
to
work.
combat Fabled.
No, Dallas, Gen X don't work. They went through 3 versions of... Konami went through 3 versions of Gen X. You
Gen
could
X
safely say
works
Gen-
some.
Gen X.
Gen X
Birdman's
works.
worked.
I'll say this: Gen X works better than the original Ally of Justice archetype.
Well, aesthetically, maybe. But, like I said, they went through Gen X
No,
R
even
and Gen X
gameplay-wise.
Allies. Like, it's... Just because some Gen X cards are good does not mean that Gen X had a strategy.
At least it's better than Ally of Justice, where 1 card is good.
Anyway, we're going to go back in time to a Hidden Arsenal 3 card. So this is more in line with where these guys started. This is Fabled Ashen Veil.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll see how they progress into actually really nice synchro.
Light beam still.
Yep, Light Fiend.
Yep.
They're
I
light.
can-
They're all light fiends.
Well, no, they're light fiends or dark fairies, I believe.
No,
Okay.
Beasts.
Light Fiends, they're
Beasts,
light
right.
Beasts.
Okay, so Till
They're basically the Watchers, essentially.
has bat wings, has crow feathers on its arms.
It's very much the Japanese Fallen Angel aesthetic.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, he's
this is
Fiend.
like
Yeah. Looks like he probably listens to heavy metal.
He's got
Yeah.
a dragon tail.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's a little more. Obviously, like we said, we have to give Andraith a little bit of leeway. He was drawn very recently, very new art.
Actually,
Andraith is
yeah.
way more put together than this guy. Now, to be fair, this
Yeah.
guy's a main deck monster, so he's not a synchro.
Yes.
But like,
And
his art style and design elements are way more clutched together.
Yeah,
they
and
are.
I don't think this is a bad design concept. It's just
They figured it out, yeah.
in the same problem of this era. Too many parts. They kept adding parts instead of trying to trim it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
They haven't-
he's got a
did he-
Galactus hat on, and then he's
How
got
did he
bat
put on
wings,
that-
and then he's got wing feathers or arm feathers, and then he's got the dragon tail, and then he's wearing that cut off fur coat thing, vest, whatever, with another like dragon face on it with a gem.
Yeah.
With a like a Celtic knot or
Something, yeah. And he's also got a
Viking
huge fucking
knot
belt buckle.
armlets.
You know, this is like I would say this is probably one of the weakest designs in the archetype.
It weirdly makes me
Look
think
at
of
props, though.
Lorigan.
Look at those
Yeah.
thigh muscles.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it's not
At
great,
least we can
but-
say one thing: this guy lifts.
Yeah.
Thigh lifts.
I was gonna say it's not great, but for some reason I like it. Except there's one
Yeah.
thing that bugs me. How did he put on that jacket with those arm wing things?
Don't ask questions.
We're
Oh,
We're
well,
gonna-
he doesn't have. That's why he doesn't have sleeves anymore, David. Also, I don't think you could contain sleeves in those biceps.
I do like this, but that is purely because it is very 80s metal aesthetic.
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
It very much kind of goes from that aesthetic.
Yeah,
It is the classic heavy metal aesthetic as opposed to whatever it is now.
Yeah, and
Newfangled
I will say
kids.
that I do actually like it, even though I will admit,
Oh, yeah.
no,
No, it's
not,
bad,
it's not a
but
great,
I like it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's on theme. You know, we know what he's about. So, Fabled Action Veil here is a level 4 light fiend, 1600 attack, 1200 defense. If this card attacks or is attacked during either player's turn, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard once per battle. This card gains 600 attack during that damage calculation only. So once per turn on either player's turn, you have a, almost rush recklessly ego boost kind of effect. You can yeet a card from
Yeah.
your hand to make him.
What's the stat line again?
He's
can-
16 normally,
16.
so he gains 600, so it's 22. It's
22.
pretty good.
That's
It's
not
not bad for that era. It's not bad, but it's a bit grimy.
It's a little
Yeah,
little outdated, but for the time period, that was a pretty good swell. Yeah,
yeah.
he came out in 2010.
Also- To be fair, in an archetype sense, that's actually not a bad effect, because, I mean,
It lets you get a discard as well.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
fuels your discard, and you get a monster that has decent leveling and
But that was only once a battle.
yeah, once per battle,
Yeah.
and
I don't know if he was ever played in Fit. No, he was never. Never mind.
Yeah, send. Not
you can
please.
send
he
one
is
card
not
from
a,
your hand to your
uh,
graveyard once per battle.
He is not one of the played Fabled cards, but
Yeah, it's send, not discard technically, but he does put cards in graveyard.
Yeah.
It's a decent body, but it is not the bestest. I don't
Yeah.
think we got much to say about Ashen Veil then.
Which, again, a little too sad.
is my boy the next one?
Does your
I
boy
know
start
he's a
with a
C,
D?
but no, he starts with a C.
All right, that sounds like a The Fabled then.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
just-
So by the way, that's the thing we gotta talk about. We've talked about this before. There's Fabled and then The Fabled.
We did
For
the
the sake
Fabled
of like
are
not
all-
melting my brain, we're gonna do all the Fabled and then The Fabled, just because it's
Oh,
really annoying to bounce back and forth.
It's
yes, it
easier-
is.
easier for-
Is never
It's
mind.
easier for us keeping track of how Edinburgh organizes them than us trying to actually organize them ourselves.
So
Yeah, my boy is the, so yeah, no.
behold, Fabled Dianara.
Okay. Okay, so this guy looks like arena mosh pit fighter.
This,
Oh my god, he reminds me of he looks like a 80s to 70s mecha show villain.
well, so we've gone from the 80s metal aesthetic to like an 80s pro wrestler aesthetic with how buff this dude is.
No, he's not an 80s pro wrestler
You see this
because
guy playing the fucking Mazda.
he's not an 80s pro wrestler because then he would be based off of a profession. So this is obviously has to be a fucking 90s pro wrestler.
Oh, is this the Shockmaster?
Yeah, I was 80s.
I mean this guy definitely does have a 90s edgy aesthetic though. Like, look at how
Yeah.
fucking muscly he is.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is the
think
Rob
it's-
Liefeld.
I've
I know I
been-
make this joke constantly, but this is the Rob Liefeld design.
Why does this guy look like he makes me think of a D hero? Honestly,
It's because look at him.
That's because the D hero is the Rob Liefeld archetype.
Oh, he's fabled Dianara.
Yeah,
Filled. Filled.
So-
Dianira. Yeah. He's a large lad. I mean, I don't think this is really a bad card art. It's just that
oh yeah, no.
Keep in mind, by the way, this is a historical. This is from Hidden Arsenal 4, so this is an old one. Which actually,
Yeah.
nice detail on it for it. But no, this guy. If our main deck aesthetic is weird heavy metal dudes, this guy's it.
Yeah,
He's-
no,
he's-
I was gonna
his-
say.
He has no neck.
I mean,
Well,
who needs a
no,
neck
he
when you've
has a
got
neck.
muscles like that?
His neck muscles just have neck muscles is the problem.
That's true.
There's a neck somewhere in there.
He's got bat wings. His unlike Ashen Veil, his design is not overcomplicated. All of his design elements make sense. He's got spiked gloves, spiked wrists. He's covered in muscles. He has one set of wings.
He's
Like
claws.
ankles.
Yeah.
Well, and so it's kind of hard to see from the posing, but his sort of wrist gauntlets are very similar in design to his sort of knee, his lower leg,
yeah.
his lower
Yeah.
leg covering. So it makes sense. It
And
works.
it looks like they've got flames on them too. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got some hot rod flames.
like it's kind of I think it's not reversed. It's the same pattern, but probably just looks a bit weird from perspective. But it all works together.
Yeah.
like
and
there's
he's red, so
there's
he
not
goes
too
3
much
times as fast.
Yeah.
I like his mask on his face, like his big sweeping
Oh yeah, no, that's
classic
That's,
lucha heel mask. Yes, like
Yeah.
yeah. It's gonna say.
Also, this
kind-
this card's effect is pretty funny.
all
I
right.
was
Well,
gonna say,
let's talk
kind of
about what he
reminds me of
does.
Illidan a bit, but
Let's talk about what he does. So,
I think it's important to say his level first, because he is a level.
so
8.
Oh.
Dayanara is a level 8 light fiend, 2800 attack, 100 defense. Do not put this man face down; he will die.
He will die.
So you can tribute summon this card in face-up attack position by tributing one Fabled monster. So he's a 1 tribute if you use an in-archetype tribute. Also,
only if you tribute, but not if you tribute set him. That very
Yes.
explicitly.
you have to face-up tribute him. Once per turn, the effect of the first normal spell card your opponent activates becomes your opponent discards 1 card. Parentheses, your opponent means the controller of this monster. Because they had to clarify.
I love the clarification in this text. It's pretty great.
Yeah, so what his effect does is similar to some cards that are in Dark World. The first
Dark
time your
Deal,
opponent
yeah.
tries to activate a normal spell card, yeah, it's Dark Deal. The first time your opponent tries to activate a normal spell card, you actually actually instead of Raigeki, you just make me discard a card, which I wanted. So fuck you. Like that it. These kinds of effects where they like substitute the first time or once per turn. Yeah, it's not even the first time. It's just once per turn. Your opponent plays a normal spell card. Like. This can be really annoying to play against because your opponent has to Galaxy Brain their plays. They can't just autopilot smoosh you.
yeah.
So actually, Omega, it is the first, but it's once per turn the effect of the first normal spell card. So I believe,
Yeah.
Either turn,
I
yeah.
believe it means that this card
It refreshes every turn.
You cannot multiple DNRs who can stack spell cards. It's only the first spell card they played if you have multiple of this card on the
Yes.
field. The way it's phrased, I believe.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say, so that would refresh every turn, or that
It,
would.
yeah, it does
Not
refresh
every
every
turn,
turn. It's once
but-
per turn. But it's a
It's
continuous
not a case
effect
of
that's
you have two
mandatory.
DNRs.
Yeah, it's a continuous mandatory effect. If it was once per turn and it was optional, you could probably have
Okay.
multiple DNRs because it doesn't have a hard once per turn. But because of the way it is worded, all of your DNRs would activate and be like, actually, your spell card says you make me discard a card.
Okay.
And it would not stack because it would just change the effect 3 times,
Yeah.
essentially.
But that said,
Gotcha.
as a boss monster who you can probably tribute summon with 1 tribute if you're playing a Fabled deck and has a decent effect because, like we said, that's really annoying to replace the first normal spell card you play with, not the card effect you want. Can you imagine you go to Pot of Greed and your opponent's just like, nah, I just discard a card.
Yeah, like, it's rude and requires play around. Like it's nowadays it sucks, but this card's pretty solid for
It's like a
time
2011
frame and
card,
just having
right?
Yeah, it's
solid
2011.
effect.
Also,
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
like Vesper, by the way, how you phrased it. It's rude. I mean, that's Dayanara. Look at him. You know he's rude. He's
Yeah.
crude.
He's a rude
Why you
boy.
gotta be so?
But that's absolutely his thing. Is he is a rude boy.
He's ripping
Now-
the card out of your hand.
Moving to the next monster, I don't think there's much we can say about this next monster.
We'll see.
Okay,
Huh.
okay. I gotta get the
What
gallery
is
open.
what is this?
This.
We're gonna
No, it's not this. It's not this.
diff.
Diff.
So,
Oh,
What is this?
What is this?
behold, Fabled diff.
Or
Okay.
should I say, if you could see Diff.
Okay.
Stock elf character number 3.
it looks really like
or-
a
So,
guy.
I mean, I think he's supposed to be a draconic humanid kind of guy. But
He
yeah,
is.
so we've talked about this before. The Hidden Arsenal sets are all foil sets. And this guy was only ever printed in Hidden Arsenal 3 once as a super rare. So, in the physical card, you can't see shit because this is all in foil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, he's in foil. 2, he has lens flares in his card design.
Yeah.
He's trying to shock you.
Also, he's bad.
doing which DBZ move is that? You grab the one hand and you hold the other hand up. It's one of
That's
them.
very Big Bane or Final Flash.
It's kind of Gatwa Gun with the hand motion. But
Oh
it's
yeah, he
not-
might have two hands behind each other. That might be he might be
yeah,
doing
like
the Gallico.
Like the hand is Gatwa Gun, but the actual like pose looks more like a weird ass like the Donpa, but with this it's weird. Either way.
Yeah. But he's clearly charging his attack. He's got his aura. He's ready to go. Yeah. I mean,
like,
what do we say about Diff? What do we say?
I mean,
He's bad.
I can say at the
I
very
hate his
least,
art.
he's got a color scheme that I think would work if we could see him, but
Yeah.
it's a bit icky. Like I don't
My-
know. Like,
My biggest issue.
They should have used more because it looks like they wanted to kind of half lean into the whole like Dracula aesthetic. They should have just gone whole hog with that.
My
Actual aesthetic,
issue is this. I feel like out of most of the monsters, this card just doesn't fit with the rest of the archetype.
He's
Yeah,
not,
'cause it-
Yeah,
considering
that's
that he is from Hidden Arsenal 3, compared to the other couple of Fabled we've seen from around there, he is clearly not trying hard enough.
Like, he has
Yeah.
bat wings, which is the first knock, because every other Fabled wing thing has
I
either
want to say
is
those are
either not a
dragon
human
wings.
or has like feather wings.
No, we've seen 2 bat wings.
Okay,
Yeah, but
well,
those are on the non-humans.
Yeah, I want to say that's. those
I
are
mean, they're
dragon
humanoid.
wings.
Also, yeah,
Well, yeah,
I think
no,
actually
like
this guy's more
draconic wings.
draconic, yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like
I would-
these aren't the normal style of wings. Also, he has green. Why is he green?
would
Their
say-
aesthetics
yeah.
are clearly
It-
like
it may be
Because
the green
green
influence me. I'm
dragons are
getting
evil.
Shang Tsung vibes from this guy. Maybe all the green.
no. Yeah, this does look like a reject Mortal Kombat design.
Ah,
I kind of see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad. Like from
It-
as we keep saying, from what we can see, I like what's happening here.
And I
but
mean,
we-
I want to
we're
say,
getting
I want
enough.
to say,
I don't-
shout
I
out to,
don't
I
like
want to say,
that
shout out to
color
this
so much.
artist. Like, this artist has done a great job with the backlighting shading. Like, if you look at his face,
Yeah.
you can see the shading of the beam he's charging up. It's
Oh
just,
yeah, no, like it's.
it doesn't
Not a
really
great-
fit with the like.
It's-
We've seen like 3 Fabled so far, and somehow this
It's not
guy
a great
doesn't fit.
pose.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of the other cards and what they generally look like. He doesn't fit into either one of the 2 categories, and he's not even like a good cross between them.
No,
He's
Yeah.
like just there. Like, also his effect. I can't say this now. He's bad. He's
What does-
really not
That
good.
you want to read the effect?
when a Fabled monster is sent from the hand to the graveyard, you contribute this card to select one of those monsters in Special Summit. He's a 1400 attack, 1700 defense, level 3.
So the problem
blah.
is that last part is that he's a level 3, and this is a thing about synchro archetypes is that levels are important, and you can only run a certain amount of level 3s in your deck because of how the synchros, the tuners work in Fabled, and there's a particular level 3 that you run 3 of, and it's not Diffman.
Yeah.
Uh,
On the other
It is,
hand,
in
Diff's
fact-
name, great for puns.
yes.
Yeah.
And by
it's
the
not
way, it
difficult to
is
find stuff to
pronounced
do.
that way because the Japanese Romanji is Difu. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
Diff.
Like, we won't get into what the monster that you run instead
Yeah, we'll
of
see it
him
later.
is,
But like, yeah, I think this guy's definitely gonna get a big fail portrayed.
Oh yeah, hey Omega, I found a render of his super rare artwork. You might want to put this on the stream so you cannot
Oh
see.
yeah,
you cannot,
yeah. Here. I'll show you guys what while I fish up the next art. I'll show you guys what he looks like when he's.
Oh God,
oh
yeah.
Jesus, yeah, that's
Yeah. Somebody did a scan of what his card just looks like.
yeah. I mean,
Like-
this card never saw play even in Fabled decks, which was a rogue deck. So, if that tells you enough that this guy couldn't even fit into a rogue deck.
ah. Okay.
yeah, like the idea of this energy blast being in super rare is cool. The problem is because of the sort of shading lens flare it's getting,
can't see shit.
it masks a lot of the character design.
Yeah. And also, well, it's clearly a nice action shot. They've deliberately framed it so that's dead center of the fictional camera and everything, which means that it's a torso up only shot. Like, does he have dragon feet? Is he just a dude? We don't know. We'll never know. Because
Oh,
they chose
okay.
to render him in a certain way.
I finally pieced it together a bit. This feels like a weird knockoff Castlevania character.
I could
Yes.
see that.
Yeah. When I said they went half in with the Dracula aesthetic, no, they should have just gone whole hog with
This reminds me
give
of
me Dragon Dracula.
this reminds me of peak 80s anime, like vampire anime.
Yeah.
Which was a very
Okay.
good time for vampire anime. Anyway, here
Uh,
is...
Good is a relative term, Omega.
Now it's time for Fabled Chang from King of Fighters.
I
Fabled
fucking love this
Galabas.
art.
I need to look at this closer because what the fuck am I looking at?
I fucking love this art.
It
Fabled
looks like an
Galabas.
amphibian with a gigantic iron chain.
What the
spiky chain
fuck are
ball.
those gauntlets? Those are like
This is
WoW
a-
gauntlets, but more.
Oh, those aren't his
This is
gauntlets,
a
Dallas.
Fishman
Arms
Dark
have
Knight.
layers,
Those aren't
holy
gauntlets.
shit.
Those are his arm wings.
I
His
know.
arms have layers, holy shit.
I fucking love this art though.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I genuinely do
Look
like
at
this
this smug mother. Look at that smug smile on his face.
His pauldron,
Omega,
and
Omega.
chest plate are so fucking weird but cool.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Does he have an effect that destroys something? We
I
don't need to get into it.
Yes,
But-
actually, yes. He
It
has a
does.
destruction
Okay.
effect.
No, hey,
yes.
I give this a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no, that is a this is the face you see before your head goes smush under that face.
As I'm trying to point out, with that face, he loves what he's doing. He loves
yeah.
every second of it.
Yeah.
He's having a great time.
Obviously for him-
Fabled Galabas here. Fabled Galabas is a He's like a mini boss in a dungeon. Like he's not the real boss. He's the mid boss.
Yes.
But he is a popular
yeah.
character in the
He's
fandom.
the
Like
Fishman
everybody
Dark
just
Knight.
loves that. Like when this boss fight starts, he just like jumps out and goes.
Fabled
So-
Galabas has a very unfortunate legacy in terms
Do
of
do you
the
guys know, like,
in
Twilight
terms of
Princess, where there's the giant iron chain?
Fable.
This feels like
Yeah.
the mini boss you'd kill to get the iron chain and
Because
ball.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I understand what they were going for with Galabas.
Yeah.
His effect is unfortunate, and we'll
Yeah.
get to that later. But I love his mask. That fucking
yeah,
mask
no.
is honestly really good.
So talking about like the cheesy heavy metal aesthetic, this guy lives it. He breathes it. He knows what he does.
This is the good side
Yeah.
of the last design. Like, you know when I was like, oh, that reminds me of all the bad 80s vampire anime? This reminds me of all the good 80s, like, cyber fantasy punk.
Oh yeah, no. This is a dark fantasy anime one-off character. Also, he
Yeah.
shows up for like 2 panels in the manga. The dude with the huge sword cuts him in half, and he explodes in blood. And you never see him again, but you love him.
You know,
Yeah.
you see, you walk into him having, like, murdered, like, 50 civilians.
He dies instantly.
He
Well, and-
jobs
yeah,
immediately.
I do want to say, I guess I'm the lore master this week. I think Galvus is a good time to dive a little bit more into the Fabled's lore.
You're the Lorax. You speak for the cards.
Yeah. The philosophy of the Fabled is be faithful to your desires in accordance with that ideal. These evil gods refuse to aid the other tribes, only bothering to interfere in the surface dwellers' fights when it suits their own enjoyment.
So,
Also, they're literally
It-
just demons.
if
It's like
if
fucking-
anyone has ever played WoW or is aware of WoW's art style, this does genuinely remind me of stuff out of Mists of Pandaria.
Yeah,
Like, specifically
I
the
can see it.
Mogu, if you know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Like, honestly, I was like, and I like that, by the way. That is not a slight against this. That is an aesthetic.
You
It was
appreciate.
controversial, but I was on the side of I liked this.
So
But yeah, no, so more or less, the Fables are hedonistic assholes and love doing what they do because it's fun.
They're basically, they're literally DMC demons.
They're demon gods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
It's
Demon
their
War
name,
God.
Mago.
Yeah, Mago Shin. So what Galabas does, as we talked about it, you can discard 1 card to the graveyard. So if Macrocosmos is up, you cry. To select and destroy 1 face-up monster your opponent controls with defense less than or equal to this card's attack. Here's the kicker: his attack is only 1,500.
But
so it's not
if you played Luminous Spark, he'd have 2,000 attack.
Or
true.
any-
Or-
But well, and
It's
also
a
to
field
be
spell.
fair, like his defense for himself is 800. This would be an era of Yu-Gi-Oh when there were a lot of cards that had big attack, little defense. Like what's the defense for Monarchs?
2,400.
1,000.
1,000. Yeah. So like this guy, you could squish a Monarch.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like 1,500 doesn't sound like a lot, but
Yeah.
he beats over quite a lot of cards with.
Here's
with,
the problem,
with unfortunate
though.
stat lines.
Here's the problem, though. And it is unfortunate. If you look at his attack number, and his stars, and his effect, and his typing, there's a card that already fits all of these archetypes. And that card is called Snipe Hunter. So no one ever ran this card.
Well, Snipe Hunter sucks, Dallas.
Snipe
But
Hunter's
it
bad.
really doesn't, though.
It really does.
I'm sorry. What was the name of this archetype?
Fable.
Fabled.
Fabled.
Yeah. Fabled, Snipe Hunter is just a better favored Galabast for the Fabled archetype.
I mean,
think
I
it's
don't
not,
know about
though.
that because that's dark. If you wanted to do
no,
light
because
synergy,
Fabled is light and dark. Fabled is
No,
light and
they're
dark.
only light styles. I don't know where you've gotten this idea.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. No, and yes, I believe I am technically wrong, because I'm thinking of them in a playable sense. You splashed a lot of dark cards into this archetype because one, Dark World worked with them because they were fiends and dark and worked with discarding. So you
Yeah.
played things like Selva and Gores, and two, then you got access to Chaos monsters.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you were going to run Chaos Fabled, yes, you would run probably Snipe. But in terms of pure Fabled, it's not
yes,
necessarily
in terms
better.
of pure Fabled, if you wanted to do that, yes, that does work.
Because there are probably better synergies for the archetype, but to be fair, this is a problem Yu-Gi-Oh has now and will always have. For
Yes.
us, once they printed Chaos will always be a thing. Somebody will always go, "Hey, you've got some light monsters in this deck. What if you just put some darks in there and you ran Chaos?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
And when-
what if I
He's
ran
never
Dark
misses.
Commander?
And when there was a Dark Fiend archetype that already fit with it, it just kind of writes itself.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
What if I
Dallas, what you're
play-
telling me is that when Hidden Arsenal 3 and 4 comes out, I will be running Fabled Dark World, and I will die.
I am also going to be doing that, Omega, yes.
I will run Fabled Dark World with Sed, and I will die every week because that's me.
Same. Well, except for the dying part.
Huh.
All right, but let's. I
Look,
think we've
someone
got
else
our
is
we
gonna
got our work out of the Galabas here. Let's move on.
I actually really like his art. It's a shame.
Okay.
Let's
yeah.
move on to our first, as far as we know anyway, Lady Fabled.
Oh, is this the sad tale of Leviathan?
No,
Is-
this
only
is
okay.
Fabled
Elemental
Grimro.
hero.
It's very crowish.
Oh no, this is one of the great ones. Okay.
Oh, I actually
Behold,
like
Fabled
this design.
Grimro.
Yeah, no, this card is
This is
great.
This is
Why do I feel like this one is subject to the waifu tax?
It's not. It's a super rare, I believe.
Well, no, she's a secret rare, but that's
but she's worth it.
the set is literally only secrets and supers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And,
I
like
do-
she's been
this is a-
reprinted, but it's because she's
this
a
is a
good
very.
card.
I like this because it's literally just a Strix lady with a feather dress.
I mean, no, this is a very common aesthetic you see in a
Very
lot of Japanese
straightforward.
games. She is a golf bird lady.
I can't believe Night
Yeah.
and Sorcerer is a Fabled.
Okay, so this is completely it's related to Grimro, but I'm related to reviewing her card art. I'm looking at a trivia. Apparently, when this card is scanned in the dual terminal, a 3D model of it throws a kiss to the player.
The guys who made the dual terminal machine know what they're doing. I mean, to be fair, we should qualify. Dual terminal is the Japanese arcade machine these archetypes come from.
Well,
that shocks me not at all.
Also, I'm pretty sure they were going for Siren with this art, so that
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
entirely off.
I just think of Strix
Yeah.
as.
I believe they've said that the trivia assumes that, and I could see it with especially with the Romanji name, Gurimuro.
Grimmery?
Yeah, she's supposed to be
Solomon?
Gremory, from the Ars
oh,
Gotia.
Oh yeah.
Which-
yeah.
fits
Okay,
the
that
theme,
makes sense. That fits.
Yeah.
I mean,
That I'll
like,
go-
yeah,
I'll
no,
go.
this is a decent card art. It's she's got the bird lady fallen angel aesthetic down right. I think she needs some eye drops maybe, but that's about like the
You need some forbidden drop.
Yeah,
lists.
yeah,
I
she
think-
needs
I
a
think-
droplet.
I was gonna say, I think that her feathers could have been drawn a bit better, and
They're going for a stylized look. Like her feathers
Yeah.
are very blocky, but that looks like a lot of like classical art of weird winged ladies. I think that's
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
ambition. I enjoy that like her heels are like bright red contrast to like the rest of her like pale skin and the gold
Well,
bangles.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
they
no,
use a
very
couple of
necklace.
red accents. Yeah.
you know, she
I mean,
pulled off that.
it's a lot of dark colors,
She has a really big
golds
nose.
and reds, and her white skin.
Well, yeah, she's a
it's
bird.
good.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I don't think there's anything bad to say about her design, except
I mean, she needs some sleep.
I guess it's overdone, but it works. It's good. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It's not a lower down.
Also, well, holy shit, her effect. 'Cause-
Okay, so Fabled Grimro is a level 4 light fiend with 1700 attack and 1k defense. If you control a face-up Fabled monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Add one Fabled monster to your deck from your hand except Fabled Grimro.
Yeah,
this is a
she's a from
searcher.
your hand.
Yeah, this is a searcher.
Also,
This is
it
great.
does include the Fabled monsters because you
Yes.
get those Fabled.
And also, there's no once per turn limit on
No.
Yeah, you just can't
If
you
you-
can't
if you
loop it by
draw
fetching
double
yourself.
Grimro.
But if you happen to draw
Yeah.
two of these, you can just be like pitch Grimro, pitch
And
Grimro.
I'll give you
Yeah,
a
but
hint. Fable
that-
loves cycling their deck.
Yeah.
If anything, that sounds like a pretty modern design, but I guess it's
Oh
the
no,
basis.
yeah, no. If
This is
this
good.
archetype had gotten, if this archetype wasn't at prominence in a very unfortunate time in the meta, this probably would have seen a lot of play.
Yeah. And I while she is secret, obviously, because she's a fucking searcher, it's good. In Hidden Arsenal 2, I suspect that this may see some play for us in Prague.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
This is at the very least, like, so this is the thing we were talking about off mic earlier, talking about like how deck building works in a limited format. At the very least, people probably will get enough Fabled and have enough Dark Worlds that you can
Hey,
make
guys.
a Fabled Dark World engine.
I do want to say this card's a secret, so maybe not.
Someone
I
at
mean,
least get one.
three of probably not, but like,
Oh yeah, but it's in
people
the
get
it's
'em,
in
they'll run
Hidden
'em.
Arsenal though.
Yeah, you get a
so
secret per
in
pack.
every pack.
You do, never mind.
yeah, you get a secret
I
every
forgot
pack, so
Arsenal
there's a
was-
decent
was
chance
part
you'll
of
get them.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
remember-
Yeah.
And let's be honest, once again, same discussion of, oh, she's a light type that can put herself in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
no,
a search.
that's the
Now,
thing.
granted,
Like,
You
will
have to
Dude,
turn
I
one
think
head.
you're thinking of 2006 brain. Think about
No.
I mean, Axe, this is not 2006.
That's the thing,
This
Axe,
is
no, that's-
actually
yeah,
how you
no,
do it.
no,
Chaos,
David-
Axe,
We're talking
chaos
about
never goes
how-
away.
Chaos is always in. Chaos
No.
isn't always will be good. They
Wait,
never
but-
print
but
chaos.
guys, this
I
is
was,
a
I was
secret.
more thinking David was thinking about Freed. But that's
No,
I mean, Freed too, but
I mean, I don't know if you'd bother with Freed in this setup if you were running Fabled.
I imagine by this point, Freed will probably be.
But that's
Now, granted,
engine. You know, it's an engine.
There is some stiff competition in Hidden Arsenal 2 for secret rares, and I don't know if I want her over, say, a Noturia Beast, but
That's a different question.
that's a card.
What if you could get both?
We'll see if he gets
Now
both.
it's
Then I will
Are we gonna
call
move on
myself
to-
Kung Fu
to
Buddha.
our-
Yes,
next
moving on.
one?
I've got it.
Yes. Oh, the
Behold,
the most adorable
Fabled Sag.
Cruz.
Yeah,
Cruz.
Cruz.
Is Cruz.
It's
Oh,
like
shit,
a
that's a
sad
ghost
lost,
monster.
It's just a sad baby.
Magoshin
Sad
Kurusu.
sad lost child that leads you to the graveyard.
Once again, another fucking amazing effect, but we'll get to that
Wow.
later.
I mean, we'll probably get to it sooner because
I mean, there's
being-
not much.
being
You're
a
right.
small, there's not a lot to talk about the art.
I
She's-
love
she's
this
small,
art,
she's
but it's
got
also
wings.
she's just small. She has a horn. She
I
has
have
a-
the I have the weird gut feeling that she'll stop crying and then try to rip your throat out.
So this is
Yeah.
obviously a dead orphan that got brought back because if you look at the state of her dress, her
Yeah, she
dress
got
is,
a
like,
dirty
filthy.
dress.
Like if anyone's read what's that fucking short story the Candlestick Salesman or the Matchstick Girl, is that it? Matchstick Girl.
Magic Girl is the classic by
That-
Hans Christian Andersen.
that's what happened to her.
But yeah, like we
She's
said,
here.
there's not really a lot. I do appreciate that. Obviously, while very minimalist, they managed to keep this in theme with Fabled. She's pale. She's got the little horns. She's got a little vaguely demon bat hair clip. She's got bat wings. She's wearing gold on bracelets. The Fabled are really blinged out for some reason. Like,
I mean,
seriously,
they're-
go back
they're-
and check
I
every
really wanna
Fabled
see,
we've
like-
looked at and notice they're all wearing like gold bracelets and shit.
I really want to see
I was
art of
gonna
like
say, I think they've got kind of,
did.
or a lot of them have had that same Celtic / Viking knot.
Yeah, I'm
just-
going back and looking
outside.
through them.
As I said, Bleen Patrol.
I would say that the only one who doesn't is Diff, but also we don't see Diff's wrists, so it's hard to
Yeah.
tell.
We don't know shit
yeah,
about
yeah.
Diff.
there's a lot of
Yeah, we don't talk about
Irish
it.
Christianity vibes to it, honestly. But
Yeah.
I mean, they're light fiends. They're going for like a weird, demon war god kind of a thing, right? Like
I
that
can-
makes sense.
Yeah.
I really want to see like a full like like full demon banquet of the Fable.
This
to see all
this
of them together.
has
It'd be fun.
this definitely has the what am I call it? The Japanese like goth vibes. Like there's being goth and then there's being anime goth. And this is anime goth shit.
Lolita.
Fabled Cruz is a level 2 light fiend. Not a tuner yet. I don't think we've seen any tuners. But when this card is discarded to the graveyard, select one level 4 or lower Fabled monster in your graveyard, except this card. So you could also do other Fabled Cruz if you needed, just not this card specifically. Special summon it. So, hey, you know how you discard stuff to do your effects? Well, if you discard this one, you just get a Fabled out of your graveyard. Yeah. So if you say, I don't know, pitched Grimrow, who is a 1700 light, you pitched her to search, and you discard this card, you could then special summon Grimrow out of your graveyard. It's pretty good.
As much as there is a joking waifu tax on these two cards are possibly the most key part of the deck.
They definitely make the cycling effect work. Like,
Or
I
at
mean,
least out of the
Dayanara was I believe he was also secret. He was a boss, obviously.
Yeah.
Though I don't know,
Well,
with the size of his pecs, clearly he's a waifu.
What I was gonna say is these are Cruz and Grimrow out of the the Fabled cards, not the Fabled cards. Are the 3-ofs. You run 3-ofs of some of the Fabled cards, and we'll get to those, but out of the Fabled cards, I believe these are the only 2 3-ofs that are standard.
And that makes sense because that's the engine. Grimrow is a searcher, and then Cruz is a free extender.
Yeah. I should say that. I should retract my statement out of the main deck monsters, because there's another Fabled monster you run 3 of, but he's not a main deck monster.
People. If you hear the background, I'm playing Best of 5e soundtrack once again because it's really good and it's appropriate. It's era appropriate.
Yeah.
Yes. No. The Fables do not have the boba.
I mean, as they say, going fast makes me feel alive.
By the way, Vesper, that was perfectly timed. The trumpet startup to Yusei's theme just started. As you said that, it's perfect.
Ironically, who's a great card in the Fabled archetype because of a few things. Other card from Failed Portrayals Gone Past, Ally of Justice Cataster.
Yeah, now I believe it's time for the good Kush. The good Kush.
Yeah. So behold, Fabled Kushano.
Look at this anime ass dude and his anime ass glasses.
Yeah.
Look at how try-hard this guy is. He is so chuny.
Yeah. This is a WoW goblin who is also an angel.
I have literally seen a different version of this guy in DMC4.
He must be he's the lore keeper of the Fable.
Yeah.
This is a fucking...
Wait.
Oh, this is a Disgaea
character. It's a Felix book.
But what's with the jester skirt thing?
He just knows how to come back.
He's just wearing a very fancy robe.
It's a robe. It's a robe with a flowy.
Well, okay. I've noticed
it ends in diamonds.
There is something weird I want to point out here. This may ruin this art forever.
Angel wings.
So, you notice how on that outer side, right, on the right of the image, his cape, cloak, whatever is coming out. Look at his opposite side. He's wearing his belt on the outside of that. The other side of his cloak is belted down.
No, that's great.
So that means there's a split in the back.
No. What's happening is this dude is just a fucking tryhard with accessorizing. That's what's going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, I'm looking at him. He's a tryhard. Look at all those extra chains. He has 4 chains.
Is that actually the Dark World Stealing book?
Possibly.
Yes. Probably. I mean, it would make sense with their archetype.
Let me actually look
at heart-shaped glasses.
I don't think it actually is.
No,
it looks very similar, though.
The Dark World Grimoire has a big old zombie hand on it. It does not have a skull in it.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's definitely inspired because it has the similar chain aesthetic.
I mean, again, it's knockoff Necronomicon. Knockoff anime Necronomicon.
So, Kushino, by the way, Kushino is our first, I just mentioned it, is our first tuna for the Fable we've seen.
Yeah.
He has to be banned because needle fiber is broken.
Well, here's the thing about Kushino. he has an unfortunate problem where he is a level 3 tuner. In Fabled is not good because you know what are the only level 2 monsters that are worth a damn in Fabled?
Well,
the other tuners.
Here's the thing: we haven't touched on many of their synchros yet. But I'm gonna assume the reason why Andraith was a level 6 synchro is because Fable didn't really have one of those before that was worth
No,
it. So,
and there was no level 2 tuners that are because.
What about level 7s?
No, there's a level 8, a level 5, and a level 10.
Yeah, so
okay.
if you want to make
Great,
it 8,
yeah.
your best way to do that is 332, which is not great, and you need a level 2 to use.
Or you'd have to chain up.
Well, here's the thing:
5.
the level 2 tuner in Fabled is great, and better than this card.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm looking
they
at his
have,
effect. He's not very
4,
crazy.
4, 5, 6,
And
8,
Fable
and
also
10.
the unfortunate circumstance of their level 8 synchro, I
But
think,
then
being
the
pretty bad.
Mii Fables.
No, that's the level 10. We'll get to
Oh,
it. That's the level 10.
5, 6,
So-
8, 10
yeah.
were just Fabled.
Yeah.
So maybe he's like a one of, maybe.
I mean, it depends
he's
on
like
what
a one
the
of
rest of your
tech
tool
card, I think.
is. Yeah, but so basically what his effect
Yeah.
is you can discard one Fabled monster to the graveyard except Kushino to add this card from your graveyard to your hand. So if he's in your
Honestly,
graveyard,
he-
you can recycle him.
He might
Recurring tuner,
play
not
an
bad.
R limited series just because he's a.
He's a decent level 3.
Well, and
I
he
mean,
is
you might
a
not get
level
the
3
other
light
two.
tuner. So
Yeah.
Oh, what's the attack?
He's
what's
a
his
level-
attacks again?
he's
1100.
level 3, he's 1100, 800.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's tuner.
So the thing is he lets you send a card to the graveyard if he's in the graveyard.
Yes.
That's
And it's-
that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, he lets
is
you
the
cycle
reason
your hand
why
in
he
graveyard,
might
yeah.
see some.
Well, he's
slight
a
amount
recyclable
of-
tuner, and in a format
Yeah.
where we might not be able to just play all the good tuners.
Well, yeah. Also, if you want to play Fabled, like I don't remember what the rarities are for the 2 good tuners, but you might not.
This
get-
guy is a super rare in Hidden Arsenal 2, so he is effectively the equivalent of a common for that set. So yeah, you will probably get a couple of these.
Yeah. Yeah, because whatchamacallit is the good tuner in Fabled, as much as I like him, is a secret rare in Hidden Arsenal 4.
How many hidden
I
arsenals are we gonna open?
All of them?
All
Oh, you
of
meant
them.
how many
number of
packs?
packs?
I think
Yes.
it's
I assume
7?
5?
7 of each.
Oh,
No, they're 5
No, it's
card
7.
sets, so I went for 7.
Oh, okay.
And hypothetically,
Well,
we
we-
could go higher if people feel like they aren't getting just enough distributed. But I've tested 7; it seems to work.
7
Okay,
worth 5.
because like how many cards are in each of those sets? Like 100?
I
They're
believe
like
it's a little
50
bit less
cards,
than
that's-
100. Yeah, I think it's 50.
Oh, okay. So
They're
you open
pretty
7 of those,
compact.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I need
7
more
is a good
than
number.
anyway,
I don't want too many of some of these cards going around.
But on the other
Okay.
hand, there are some archetypes that are literally unplayable if you don't open Hidden Arsenal. I'm looking at you, Progression Series by Simo. So yeah, we want to open some of them. Anyway, here's the cover card. It's the Fabled
Leviathan.
I love how like fucky this guy is.
Look at
I love her art.
Look at the sass on that hand pose.
I love her art.
This is a
Oh, it's a lady?
great.
I mean, I'm not
great
sure,
tournament.
but there is some hip indent, so that could be a lady.
I
It's
I just
very
see the
hard
under.
to tell with Fable.
I see a little bit of under boob there.
I think that's just
Commander
armor
Blade.
shape. But like I said, I can't tell. I literally can't tell. It's Fabled.
This guy's a
I
one.
see alien beard.
This guy's a One Piece villain.
Wait,
kind of yeah.
is he also Joker? Because he has the Joker serve.
Oh, actually, if this is a
Yeah.
true tip, so the trivia page says that it is it's supposed to be similar to Visual K fashions, which is a kind of Japanese. It's like glam rock.
Oh, okay.
It could be open ended to be deliberately androgynous. Though for some reason the trivia page also does call out that that Leviathan poses similarly to Amazon S Queen.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, it's the same pose. Well, without the badass sword.
I don't see that.
Well, I definitely see the glam rock
He's
aesthetic,
almost sitting in a throne.
Yeah.
That's not the same pose at all.
Because
though.
here's the thing, this is just a backup singer for Warrant. Is what this
Yeah.
is.
Wait, what's this glam rocker doing at the heavy metal concert? Get him out of here.
Well, so since this is a synchro, this is their level 10, I believe. Let me just look at it. Yes, this is 10
Yeah.
This is
synchro.
the bad one.
So if we compare
This is the bad one.
if we compare this to Andraith, you can be like, oh, I see. Technically, I see where Andraith got his aesthetic, but like they are very similar, right? Like there's a mask over
Oh
the
yeah,
face.
no.
We've got
the
the long
synchros
hair,
do
the big
have
wings.
a very. a big through line.
The
Right,
synchros have a
We'll get to the
backdoor.
boy later.
I do also
Here.
want to say, since we're getting to Leviathan at this point, to dip back into lore, the Fables are the reason Trishula happened.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
those
that?
motherfuckers? Well, so
Wait.
I believe Trishula is Trishula the
Let's seal the
only
way.
dragon sealed in the ice barrier?
No,
Or is it
well, they
multiples?
were.
What's
There were
what's
three.
Trishula?
But he was the one that the Ice Barrier said, we cannot let this one out. This is the real bad one, guys.
Wait, how
So
many things are in the ice barrier?
Trishula is a dragon of the ice barrier.
synchros.
So in the duelist terminal archetype, Trishula is one of several dragons sealed in a thing called the ice barrier, which is just a giant barrier of ice.
Yeah,
And
the Ice
Trishula
Barrier-
is
the
a
Ice
really,
Barrier
really
good.
bad news one. And also, Trishula is a very, very fucking meta card.
Yeah,
I believe
but-
is still
so-
limited.
So how
we-
many?
We mentioned this. We mentioned this in the Dirac Failed Portrayal. But when the Dirac impact was all the dead Dirac's rage and revenge, bringing a meteor down upon the Fable to say, "Get fucked, kids." This.
Like fuck you! From Hell's heart, we strike at me.
Some of the Fabled survived and decided, oh, since
No one
since
should
we
be
got
happy.
kind of wiped out, we're just gonna move everything to 11, and gave up on tactics and everything, and just went full scorched earth. And so the ice barriers went,
No.
okay, the world's ending. I guess we had nothing to lose by letting Trishula out.
They
What could
they
go
crossed the
wrong?
Godzilla threshold and they hit the big Trishula button.
Yeah, and
So
then
they got the magic ice pick out and opened Trishula.
and then Trishula won the war. Himself.
Trishula ate everything.
Trishula banished 3 cards. Game over.
Trishula went, oh, you thought I worked for you. No, you work for me.
Yeah, and I think when we
Are
eventually
all
get to
the-
Ice Barrier and Dragoonity, there will probably be some cards showing off that
Are
like
all-
we had to try
are all-
very hard to get rid of Trishula afterward.
Are all of the ice barrier synchros the things inside the ice barrier?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Some of them, I think it's all of them.
No,
No, it's all
Trishula,
of
Greenneck, and
It's all
Gungnir
of
are the
them.
3 dragons of the ice barrier.
What the
Duloran
tiger?
is of the ice barrier, but he is not. But he is one that the ice barriers have control of. I believe he is still in the ice barrier, but he is one that the ice barrier tribe can fully control.
They got
So Broniac's the
control
lesser
of
dragon.
Broniac
Okay.
and no, they got control of Broniac and
Gungnir.
Dualad. No, Dualad. They didn't get control of. They got kind of control of Gungnir. They got They did okay, and then they
They got
unleashed
creative
Trishula and
direction.
went, we can't control this.
Rip.
Fuck it.
So I think we've
Let it
talked
out.
our ear off about Leviathan. Let's run through this. This is a level 10 synchro. It has 3k attack, 2k defense, light fiend obviously, 1 fabled tuna, and 1 or more non-tuna monsters. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can select up to 3 fabled monsters in your graveyard, add them to your hand. I gotta
So
be
you get
real.
like all the materials used to synchro it. Okay.
I gotta be real.
whatever.
A little slow.
Yeah, I gotta be real. For the payoff of the big boss monster, the big dick swinging monster of this archetype, assumedly, because making a level 10 with a tuner, 1 or more non-tuner monsters requires a lot of work. I guess the
And in
best bet is
Archetype
like
tuner.
Dianara and then a fabled level 2 tuner.
If you can synchro
It's,
climb, it's not that
So
bad.
yeah,
But
But
is
the
generated
payoff
by
for that
the
is
ranking,
if your opponent
which
blows
is
it up and
good.
destroys it and sends it to the graveyard, you get 3 fabled back. So on
Here's
the one
the
hand,
thing,
I've
though.
complained a little bit. This is a problem with some early synchro decks where like you spend all your resources to get your monster and then your opponent just plays Deep Riz and you cry. Not that Leviathan is actually immune to Deep Riz, but you get what I'm saying, audience. So like the fact that it does get you back some of the resources you used is cool, but
Unless you get depressed specifically.
So,
that too.
so
Well, so
theoretically, there is a trap card that is supposed to work with this.
Well, the
Card
other
called-
thing,
Can
The
I
other thing
wait?
too-
Can I just quickly go through this because
yeah.
this is the card you're supposed to use with it because it does have her on the cover being stabbed. And I don't know how recent this came out. Oh, this was in Blazing Vortex, so they made a card to make her work.
Probably, yeah, that makes sense. That's
Yeah,
what they do.
no.
Reason,
Target one.
the-
This is
the
the most
trap cover-
complicated wording.
the
Target
trap
one
cover
Fable
shows
monster in
danger.
your graveyard and one face up on the field. Discard one card, and if you do, special summon the monster from your graveyard that you targeted. And if you do that, destroy the card on the field.
Well, and the
Um,
funny thing is,
Can you link this in the chat?
the artwork of the card shows Andre showing up to stab Valkyris.
You mean Leviathan?
Leviathan. Yeah. I think the problem with Leviathan is that it's a vanilla that has recursion.
The other problem with Leviathan is the best way to go into Leviathan in a Fable deck is to tune the level 8 Synchro Valkyrus into Leviathan, and why would you not just keep Valkyrus because he's better?
Yeah.
I've just noticed that like this entire the art of the card
It's
you just
probably
talked
the
about,
worst
Dallas,
upgrade.
is legitimately just, oh hi, I'm the new boss. I'm here to kill you now.
I'm better than you.
Theoretically, Leviathan isn't a bad synchro because there are way worse synchro monsters than Leviathan.
Yeah.
But the
I was
problem
gonna say,
is,
it's way too slow, and why?
yeah.
Oh,
the,
hey,
the
it's
other
a
two
Earthling.
Fabled synchros are, in my opinion, very, very good cards.
Hey, Vesper, I found your next profile
Leviathan or
picture.
whatever would probably be a solid level 6 synchro monster.
I
A
don't know what
bad
you're talking
level
about.
10.
What are you talking about?
Honestly, even if she was level 8, I think she'd be fine.
I think that was Vesper. I think that
Omega
passed
and
on
I
everybody's
are
radar.
consistent.
Okay.
Hey, so this
Actually,
is
you know-
Fabled Lurie.
Hey,
God.
it's one of those imps.
It's Gremlin.
Yes. Yeah,
Nah.
friends.
This is a bad monster. That's just, why would you play this card?
No, Dallas, you're
Because
actually
that
wrong. You're
mask.
actually wrong, though.
Look at that mask. I don't know what it does. I don't
If
think
this
it-
card is discarded
So-
from your hand to the
so-
graveyard, special summon it. Yes, it's only a
So-
level 1, but it's a free special summon.
Omega.
And also, you
Omega,
can-
normally you'd be right, but what if I told you there was two other monsters that did that were in archetype and were both tuners?
I mean,
Okay,
yeah, but
but-
also, what if I already have a tutor on the field?
Yeah, I was gonna
Honestly,
say you
what
need
is like
non-tuners
More
as well.
free monsters, more better, Dallas.
That's fair.
More monsters, more
And also,
guess
to
in
be
a-
fair, if you were trying to revive Fabled in 2021 with a new support, this is absolutely a great card to play because that's free link material.
Oh no! In 2021, this is a better card.
I would
Anyway,
agree that it's
alright.
probably a little slow, but yeah. So art-wise, Lurie is just one of those little gremlin guys. Yeah.
He looks like his name would be Larry, so I think his name is
He's-
appropriate.
He's got little silver armbands because he's not cool enough for the gold ones yet, but he
No.
does have a little like gold, like a little gold band on his toga.
Yeah, holding his toga
His
up.
name's this artwork screams in archetype butt monkey.
Oh yeah, no, like if we've talked about how the Fabled are very anime goth, right? Like clearly they're the bad guy faction in like a really metal 80s anime
Oh.
or 90s anime.
Wait, this is the thing that
Lurie
gets
is the
punched every
recurring
time.
little gremlin punch demon, yeah. Like, you don't bother to kill him because he's so pathetic, but the heroes just keep punching him until ultimately he, like, joins to
And
summon
also-
the ultimate synchro or something at the end.
I was gonna say, and also, let's be honest, he looks like the kind of guy that gets abused by his own side, see his effect.
No, yeah,
Okay,
I was even
you
seeing
know.
Leviathan punches
He's
him
the
all the time.
Goldar. He's
Okay,
he's
you know who this
the-
is. You know who this is. If you've ever seen Digimon, this is just Demi Devimon. This is just Demi Devimon.
I don't know Digimon that well.
The little
Let's see.
puffball that floats. I'll show a picture of him.
Yeah,
No, I believe you.
I watched
Considering-
it as a kid. I haven't seen it recently.
And to be fair, like this art is absolutely appropriate to his stats and level. Like he's a level 1 light fiend, 200 attack, 400 defense. Like
Yeah.
this guy exists
Also-
for you to ditch him, special summon him, and then sink him into something else way cooler.
Oh yeah, Dallas,
Also,
you're right. Yeah.
also
definitely.
I will say, it does say special summon. It doesn't specify what position. You
Yes.
could special summon him in defense, also just as a
As a chump block,
body
yeah.
for a turn.
If you got like a discard on your own turn,
Like-
yeah.
I'm not saying he's bad, but just in archetype there are better options.
Oh yeah.
That was my only point.
But honestly, Lurie's aesthetics are on point. You know, he is a small gremlin version of all the other hidden arsenal main deck monsters we've seen.
Like, yes, in an era where any special summon is a good special summon, I understand that he is much better. It's just in the synchro era, getting a level 1 is not in this archetype is not amazing.
I mean, yeah, but even then, like just the general effect to be a free body, it's pretty good.
No, yeah, that's true.
Now I believe this next one, judging by the way it's phrased and worded, is another new one.
Oh yeah, no. The one we're about to see, Fabled Marcosia. Fabled Marco
Yeah.
Polo.
I
Marco.
think it's Marcosia.
Yeah, Marcosia. What's the?
Oh, yeah, I
Marcosia. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Marcosia.
this
He's placing Vortex, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's
this
a-
I
he's
like
a-
this design.
You can tell because his art is, first of all, he's a common printing, so his art's a little bit cleaner. It's not foiled, but yeah, it's got a little more extra detail and dynamism.
I dig the variation on the snake tail instead of like a weird dragon tail that a lot of the old
Wait,
school.
I think I kind of know what the demon this is kind of based off of because I know a few that actually have snake tails. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be the
Well,
name right now.
it's the, I believe it's the Demon Marquee.
He's also got
Well,
a
that's
kind
good,
of,
yeah.
like his mask, he's got kind of a pig nose effect on it.
I know one that has it has snake arms, has a lion and a snake tail, but it also
The
has a lion's
Chimera?
face.
Well, yeah, that's just a chimera.
No, but it also
I mean,
has
like he's, but like he does kind of have like he's got the long mane of hair. He's got the fur coat. He's got kind of like a tabard over it that
Yeah.
looks like it's supposed to be like
I think.
a goat skull or I can't really tell what
Well,
the skull
okay,
is.
so I have a slight issue with his chest piece. I would like to point out that his chest piece, which looks like it's a skull, is drawn with the exact same color purple as his skin. So does he just have a huge hole in his shirt?
So
He might.
he makes you think
Well,
about he makes you think of
it's
Aureus.
definitely part of his tabard with the way it's like with the way the fabric.
He's
bends.
wearing a T-shirt with his own face on it, but the coloring is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Probably.
This is definitely a problem. Like, I can tell this is a modern card just because of the problems I have with this art are very modern art, Yu-Gi-Oh! Art problems.
Yeah.
Like, this is
are
the
my-
most modern of the Yu-Gi-Oh!
I like
art.
this pose, but I do think this pose has problems.
Yeah, the
with
pose could use
the way
work.
with the way the angle is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like where his hand versus his other foot are placed is a little weird. Like
What is he standing on?
It looks like
he's just standing on blue sparks, but that's how all the Fableds look. Very few of them have had real backgrounds so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, yes, his pose positioning is a little weird. I feel like the artist was like they went through some concept art drawings, right? Like, there's probably an art book of this guy coming out next year talking about all the new Fabled monsters or whatever. Which, by the way, the OCG does do that occasionally. They show concept art of monsters and stuff. And so the artist probably did a full concept art workup that included all these extra details and cool stuff. And the art director was like, "Cool, fit it on a piece of cardboard." And they were like, "Fuck, how do I do that? How do I pose this guy so I can show all the details I put into this?" And the result is this, which is a little weird.
I just noticed a weird thing about it. If you look at his head, the mask I think is actually like a weird cybernetic visor.
I mean,
Like,
I
like-
think he's got a visor on top of his hat.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, like he's got kind of a hat visor thing, and then the mask goes over that visor.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause
These
I was
guys
thinking
go very
it went
extra.
up, like it-
What
like-
I was
like it
curious
gears up.
what if you were gonna bring it up, but what I would like to bring up is notice how he's not wearing any bracelets on his arms. He's wearing them on his thighs instead, which sounds very
Yeah,
awkward and uncomfortable.
He's a Fabled monster. You have to see his bling, and his coat is covering up his wrist, so he has to show him somewhere.
Oh, the
I mean, could
Fable.
be around his waist. I mean, look at the.
Fable.
Yeah, he's got a little shield belt. It's a pretty cool aesthetic.
Oh yeah, he does.
But yeah, this one's okay, but it's definitely a modern card. Like
Yeah.
you can tell they have better artists, but artists are allowed to do way too much shit these days.
For better and worse, it is the new art style.
So Fabled
Yeah.
Marcosia here is a level 4 light fiend with 1700 attack and
200.
0 defense.
Yep.
If this card is in your hand, you can discard up to 2 monsters except Marcosia, but including one other Fabled monster, if you do special summon this card. If summoned this way, this card gains 200 attack for each monster discarded. If this card is discarded to the graveyard, add 1 Fabled spell trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effective Fabled Marcosia once per turn. So,
So essentially, he's a terraforming because
yeah.
the Fable don't really have any. Like, they have that really complicated, weird spell trap I mentioned, but their main spell card is their field spell.
Well,
Also,
so no,
he can trigger off like 3 other monsters.
I'm looking through them. They only have that one spell, and the trap. So if it was not
Yeah.
Fabled Treason,
Yeah,
this
it's
would have been a-
Fabled
a
Treason, and
trap place.
obviously because they didn't have spell trap support before, this guy was probably introduced to be like, shit, we gave them spell traps and they never had a spell trap searcher before. So Marcosia does double duty. He is a beater, which, to be fair, because it says you can discard up to 2 other monsters, including another Fabled monster. So presumably you yeet 2 monsters, you give him 400 attack. He's a 2100 level 4, and you
It
get to
also activates
discard
all
2
their
Fabled
effects.
monsters. Yes.
Well, and I will say what I like about this card is he's flexible. He can be either facilitate discarding or be discarding.
Yeah.
Like that's
Depending
that's
on what
good.
you need, you can either use him as fuel for your other Fabled cards, or use him to start your Fabled engine. He's a
got
very
actual,
easy
like,
trio.
He's got good design to
He
him.
shows what the Fabled should have all had because it's what the should alls have, and that's why they're good.
Yeah.
And like it's very apparent in his design that he's from
Yeah.
2 months, he's 3 months ago.
And I think
But
it's fair to say
is
that's
a
something
thing.
we can observe about the Fabled effects. They have like two kinds of effects, and the fact that they don't do both is often kind of hurting them. Like Fabled monsters so far we've seen either have effects when discarded or have an effect to discard. Very few of them have both.
I mean,
And so
I think that isn't that big of a problem, just because they're very evenly distributed on how they have it. But yeah, it's definitely not as.
I think he's comparing archetype to archetype. I don't know the other archetypes very well.
Well, to be fair,
but it
I
sounds
don't think
like
that's a fair comparison.
well, yeah,
just
it's not
'cause,
fair to fully compare because
I-
Shadow is actually a late stage dual
It's an
terminal
archetype. Yeah, and it's an archetype that's been meta for like 8 years.
Well, and another thing too is that
I'm just
I
showing where they learned from their mistakes of previous
Well-
archetypes. They're like, we'll fix these in this one, and they did.
Yeah,
See,
but
one
also,
man's
I-
mistake is another man's power creep.
I
Unlimited power.
I do think that in a vacuum, the Fables have a good balancing of cards that discard and cards that are discard fodder. But it's good to have a card that is both for
because
flexibility.
otherwise, hypothetically, you could open the game, you could draw 5 cards and go, "Oops, these are all cards that need to be discarded and can't discard themselves." Fuck.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
and that is indeed the problem.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
let us pull out. I believe Dallas meant this as one of their better cards because
I
this
mean,
is a level
that-
2 tuner. Who is a
So
super
that-
rare, by the way. So this guy's very accessible.
That
Behold,
is.
the fabled Mitsuoji.
You mean Fabled Mitsuoji?
Yeah. Not the. Well, he is the, fabled Mitsuoji. He is not the fabled Mitsuoji.
This is not the level 2 tuner I was
Told
talking about, but he is also another good
So,
tuner.
so we were talking about the whole like them being like a whole like the goth 80s anime. He's literally just a goth 80s.
Yeah. No.
like,
This
Cody.
is the token old dude on the bad guy side.
So,
he is the
yeah.
bad guy scientist. Like Leviathan and Endraith and Valkyris are all like talking to this guy about what they're gonna do this week.
So there. So I could say this. I am a former Fabled player. There are 2 kinds of Fabled decks. There's Fabled Chaos, which is basically Fabled Dark World. You do not play him in that deck. And there's Fabled Synchro Toolbox, which you play 3 of him in that deck because of his effects, and we'll get to that later.
yeah.
But
So
he's
art-wise, yeah.
he's just an old demon man.
Yeah. Akira
He's
Toriyama
Emperor
would draw
Palpatine.
this.
Yeah.
So I do want to
Another
say,
thing-
compared to another old dude demon we've seen in Fabled from a previous set, because this is Hidden Arsenal 3, and I believe the other guy was either Diff was the same time or a set before.
Yeah.
He does this effect way better because it's off-center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
So
Well,
you
yeah,
can
like,
actually
normally
see his whole
tiny.
card design.
Yeah.
Another thing too is that his energy ball is not causing lens flares to mask his design.
No,
Yeah.
he is
Yeah.
not. He is not J.J. Abrams.
it kind of adds shading too because you give it this different like lighting.
I think they're in the same set, Omega.
Well, yeah. So actually, like
So
funny
yeah,
enough,
if they're from the same, then yeah, this is way
I'm
better.
going to post his art so we can see in comparison how even though they're both super rare.
Yeah,
they're
I
both
can pull it up.
foiled.
Oh, also, Robin, I do want to point out you're 100% correct. That is his rookie form, or not Robin, Marth.
What?
That is Beelzemon's rookie form.
Ah. Oh, right.
Yes,
He
Yeah,
turned into
I-
that when that one girl went possessed, and then everyone went to hell.
But yeah, you can very much see yeah, his energy ball is more like waspy, like sort of sun
Yeah.
flares coming off it, rather than being a ball of pulsing light. But unlike with Diff, it's not causing the rest of the art to suffer.
Yeah.
Where you can't see his design.
Yeah, like
No,
you
they're
can
in the
actually-
same
yeah.
set.
Yeah, so this art was that effect done way better. Like the offside
I
placement
mean-
doesn't conceal any of his design. It's not so large that it conceals much of anything, and it's actually I think it's a little bit more translucent because it's kind of like above his hand even, so you can even see what's behind it.
Is it possible that like the artist like looked at the other cards like let's try to improve from this? It just they already had a card design ready to be out.
That's a hypothetical. I don't think we can speculate on.
Fair enough.
Apparently, the lore specifies this as a grandmother.
What?
Ah. Okay.
It's hard to tell.
I don't know about that
Yeah,
part.
hard to tell.
Fabled
I mean, it's a
Ultra.
2-foot-tall midget demon. I'm not gonna. Oh,
Well, I mean, I
I mean,
will say,
I don't know. Its
uh,
name is Oji in both Japanese and English.
yeah, OG. But also,
It's Toji.
if the card it's the grandma of is the next card, so we might as well show him off while she's still on the screen, so we can see.
Well,
her,
we should mention what Mizutoji
Yeah, no,
does. This is a level
this
2
card
tuner.
is really good.
You can send this card from your hand to your
Yeah.
graveyard to the graveyard to select one face-up Fable monster you control. The selected monster is treated as a tuner monster while face-up on the field. So this is
Oh,
a
it's just
tuner
for level tuning.
that if you don't need its levels, you can just be like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You're a tuner.
So-
You're a
Oh,
tuner.
it's
Yeah,
just
the-
a better with tuning. Okay.
Yeah, no, this just makes Fabled Synchro Toolbox a thing.
Yeah.
'Cause
Sounds
you
fun.
can
You're a
be
tuner.
like, I can basically get.
I don't need a
whatever.
2-star tuner. I need a 4-star tuner.
I need a
you
6.
need an 8-star tuner.
Yeah, it's 5-star.
Like I need to get
Why
it.
would
Yeah.
you- Why would you need an 8?
Because you only have a level 2 non-tuner handy. Like that's the thing.
making
Synchros don't
shooting
give a shit about
for-
what
So you
who
get to
the tuner
Leviathan.
is, so long as you have the tuner.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
it's an easy way to make a fucking what's that fucking card? Shooting
Like-
Star Dragon.
Also, I will say, Omega, I
okay.
do in fact believe there are
Out of
some
archetype,
synchro monsters who require a generic
Synchro
monster.
tuner.
A generic tuner with a specific level. I believe that is the case.
There are
They're
also
very
ones that
different.
require a synchro tuner, so you can turn one of your
Yeah.
synchros into a
Exists, yeah.
tuner.
So I want to point out one hilarious thing about the stat line that this thing can beat up. Good old granny over here.
Mhm.
And I find that hilarious.
So this is Fabled Ultra.
It's the weird baby they have on the,
Yeah.
in the evil lair.
It's the baby that also turns into something, because this is another level 2 tuner. I would like to point out that his little baby playride thing has eyeballs for wheels.
And eyeballs
Oh,
for
fuck.
wheels,
Oh.
and also just has a very disconcerting, smiling skull with lips.
Yeah.
And teeth.
I mean, I'm not
Why-
shocked. This is
Skull has
this is
teeth,
Fabled.
but
Look,
skull does not have lips.
skeletons should have teeth. Why do skeletons have lips?
I
that's the
I
thing.
also want to
It's
I want to
meant to
shout
be
out that
creepy.
it's very interesting. The Fabled clearly started young. This kid was born and they glued a
Yeah.
domino mask to his face.
I will make a thing of like
Maybe the Domino Mask
you
Beast
look
part
at
is
this
worse.
art and it doesn't look unassuming, but then you look deeper at it, it's like, oh fuck,
There's some
Oh.
there's some subtle gross shit in here.
Yeah. That
The
poor,
Fables are
that poor
fucked up.
doll.
And that
That-
reminds
that poor
me
dog.
of the boss from Luigi's Mansion, the baby.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of that, yeah.
Throws the stuff at you.
So what's it do?
So
Unfortunately, this card isn't as good.
once per turn, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one level 3 Fabled monster from your hand. Not a bad effect. The problem is this is a level 2 tuner, and as discussed, Fableds don't have a level 5 synchro, I believe.
No, they do, and it's
I
fucking
think It's
great.
called the Fable.
But the problem is there are better
Actually, no,
tuners
that's level
that
4.
there are better tuners that that facilitate Raijin summoning. Like,
Yeah, this is nominally this is a good effect on a tuner to give you more monsters, but
Yeah.
it's not great. I
Especially-
expect.
Espe-
I'm assuming what they want to go for is they want you to ditch like one of the like a level 3 that presumably summons itself, or like special summon a level 3 that special summons another level 3, and that makes 8 or something, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah, it's
there,
a
there
little
are better
finicky.
ways to.
They want you to play calculus, and there are better.
There are easier ways in archetype to get to this step, which is
Okay,
that
so
I
there is
assume
actually,
this
that
is
is
trying
our
to
literal that is
facilitate.
our literal next monster is the one that is a level 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, Raijin.
it's a good one.
It's
So
obviously
you thought
Raijin.
Leviathan was the boss of Raijin, technically. You
I
thought,
mean, so I'll pull up his art, but his pronunciation in Romanji is Reijion. So yeah, I think he's fabled
I'm just gonna
Raijin.
go with Raigen.
No, he's
'cause
fabled
Raigen
Raijin.
is cool.
He's
Raigen
Raijin.
is cooler.
You've been
Raijin.
overruled. He's Raijin.
He's gonna rage.
He an angry boy.
I'm not
Raigen.
afraid of
Raigen.
mispronouncing things. I'm not afraid of mispronouncing things. I'm just gonna call him Raigen.
Oh, Neither am I.
I mean, I'm looking at him. He's definitely Raijin. So let's pull him up. I don't think we had much else to say about Baby.
So if you thought Leviathan was
Yo.
supposed to be the boss monster, no, this is actually the boss monster.
I'm Raging.
Fabled.
So this is our third synchro I believe we've seen. He's got the aesthetic. His gremlins are present. He's armored.
So
He's
this is
done with your shit.
So this is the demon enforcer of the group.
Yeah, this is
Just
the
the
first.
enforcer.
Like, I think it makes sense, especially with his like star rarity. Like his design screams of like,
The Force Lieutenant.
yeah. I'm the first guy you meet. Also, I've heard apparently this was translated in some of the like a game or something as Legion, which could also be more appropriate, but
That could also be fun too. Yeah.
Raging. So this is a level
But,
5 synchro.
So, you know what? You know what is really good for a deck that discards their hands quickly?
I think it's in it back.
Recursion.
Or it lets you draw.
So yeah, but so Raging here, like, I like him. I like his like angry aura. The gold and red is good with a little hint of blue.
Like he's gonna break your face.
I know I
He
joked
looks
about the
like-
Pillarmen earlier, but damn, this
He's
looks
got
like a
that-
JoJo's art.
He's got that sword just
This
hiding in
guy-
the background. He doesn't need to use it, but it's there.
No, this guy
This
is,
motherfucker has
is
literally
the-
crossed his arms and is saying, "I don't even need to draw my sword to beat you." He's that
like-
guy.
This guy is Leviathan's stand. That's what it is.
the
I mean,
No, Robin, you're wrong. Leviathan is a Dragoonity. We're not doing those tonight.
the impression I get from this is he's the Santana of the Fabled Synchro Monsters, but if he was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So what
Yeah,
this boy
Bravo.
does is he requires one Fabled Tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. When this card is synchro summoned, if you have one or less cards in your hand, you can draw until you have 2 cards in your hand. So
Yeah.
hey, if you happen to, yeet your entire hand to summon this guy, you get 1 to 2 cards back.
it's great.
Also, he has a decent stat line for a level 5. He's 2300.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the primo stat line for level 5 tuner, Chris.
He almost looks like a machine.
I
I'm
mean,
also
he is
gonna
very
definitely-
armored, yes.
I also am definitely going with the German thing, the German pronunciation of the Fabled archetype.
What is it?
Sagenhafter.
Sagenhafter. I don't know what that translates to, but it's something. Maybe it is
cursing or
fabled.
something.
I
it's-
like.
I also want to say the Spanish is great for this. Fabuloso Ragin.
Oh, that's great.
Incredible. It means more legendary.
Oh.
Sagenhafter means more legendary.
Yeah,
Some
more
of the-
legendary, yeah.
Some of the European localizations are pretty based as well.
Mythological. That's another good one. Why is the American and Japanese one so lame?
Well, Magoshin is very extra for Japanese. I think it's on point, but
It
I-
doesn't sound as extra.
I like the more I look at. I enjoy how the more I look at this, the more how like I mosaic and patterned I can see his armor is.
Oh yeah, no, like
Oh yeah.
like
no.
the Fabled Synchro Monsters have there's like 3 of them. There's four or five of them.
There's like 8.
The well
Oh, sorry, the Fabled ones. Right. Sorry.
of Fabled the Synchro Monsters, they have a very consistent design, and
Yes.
all makes sense as these intimidating bosses, like these high tier characters,
Like these
Of the
DMT
tribe.
bosses.
Yeah, basically.
like I like the idea definitely is of looking at Fabled's level. He is probably the enforcer. Like he's not the most powerful, but he will fuck you up. And he probably
Ironically,
has-
he
he's the
shows
one
up
that gets-
first.
Ironically,
He
because
shows-
of his
he
draw
shows up
effect, he's
first
the one that
and-
gets played the most.
Well,
goes-
yeah,
he
but
goes
he's the one you
and-
probably
and-
start with. Because if
He
you
goes
just
up
stick a
first,
like
and
a
like
if you stick a level
Alabath-
3 tuner, you can climb, or a level.
Yeah,
yeah.
and like Galabas, everybody loves him, even though he has like 2 fights.
Yeah,
and gets
he shows
jabbed
up
in both
one
of them.
time to beat up the hero, and then, in like another couple of weeks, the hero is like, I've trained since we last fought. I will make you draw your sword. You'll never make me draw my sword, hero. Then die! He does the weird cell thing where he gets all squishy and explodes.
And then
Like-
and he
like
comes
he's-
back as a weird sideliner for like the final.
Oh
arc
yeah,
or
no,
something.
there's
Or as a
definitely,
good
there
guy.
should absolutely be a retrain of this guy that's like a cyborg now. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
sadly,
actually, has this guy been, has this guy
Omega,
been elswarmed?
about that,
Has this guy perhaps
Omega,
been elswarmed?
I was
Uh,
gonna say that just fully embrace, because he's like,
I'm-
once again, since I was here last week, he's like half Mazinger.
I'm pretty sure Evil
He's
Storm
like halfway
Azathoth
there.
is Raigan.
Oh,
I'm
he
like
has been
pretty sure.
elswarmed. Yes, I
Spanish
love
talk.
it.
Yeah, I'm
David,
pretty
as
sure
I
it's
mentioned-
Azathoth.
What are the first Fable we looked at? Someone's like a monster villain.
Form Zero.
Yeah.
Or not, Thanatos. Sorry, wrong
Can we
one.
grab that
Yeah.
art so we can see it?
Yeah, no, it is. It's
No,
him.
Oh, it's Unicorn plus
it's Fabled Radiant.
Radiant.
Riding Fabled Unicorn.
Oh my god, it actually looks really cool. Holy shit. That,
And
that
he's
is such,
drawn in
that
his
is such
sword.
like that is such like Skull Knight from Berserk vibes. Holy shit.
It really does.
And he
Dark
only has 50 more attack.
I mean, that's
Oh,
that's
that's
kind of
Fable's
the
one.
that's kind of the Elsworm thing, yeah.
I'm gonna go find a good gallery piece.
Wow,
of
okay,
Oh,
that's
I got
not
him.
a
I
bad
got him.
effect.
I got him.
for
I'll
the
show
stream.
him. I'll put him on screen for a sec.
Sadly,
It's
you
not a
couldn't
bad
run it.
effect.
Sadly, you couldn't run it in a Fable deck. Sadly.
No.
Oh,
And
I
the
mean,
little
you.
gremlins are
Yeah, you
still
can't because it's
around.
dark. You'd have to DNA surgery. But if you did like a chaos setup, you probably could. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's
And-
there's his evil cyborg retrain.
And
when he
also
gets taken by the jerk virus, yeah.
and
Oh,
also
here
the
we go.
little gremlin things are still around.
Well, now they're different though.
Yeah, I already put that on stream. This way.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
he
was
actually is a cyborg. Yeah.
So let us
Yeah.
continue with Fabled. Behold,
those are
Fabled
the same.
Raven. He goes to
Another-
raves.
Another really good one.
Yeah.
Well, you
Hev-
guys,
Hev-
you may have noticed. This is another level 2 tuner.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I like the edge to this one, but also he seems like the cook of the group.
Guys,
He
wait,
has the
wait.
apron and everything.
So remember we were like doing like Rakusha, or what earlier? Like the visor. That's the hat. The visor's over.
Fabled.
Yeah,
this has
actually,
heavy
yeah.
Gimp, this
Definitely
has
he's
heavy
wearing
gimp
that hat.
energy.
It's different color. What was that, Dallas?
This has heavy gimp energy.
That's true. Also, yes.
He basically think of like this is the mook you see walking around the halls of the evil Fabled Beast.
This looks like
Yeah,
a
this
Lord,
is
that's
clear.
off
This is
the
clearly
code.
not named henchman number 1. Like
Yeah.
he has a
No,
funny
no, no, no,
voice.
no.
He's got like a video
I would
of voice
I would
actor
say
cameo.
he's like he's like
assistant?
the
The
slightly
butler.
stronger.
Yeah, this is the named henchmen. The unnamed henchmen are the 2 1-star demons.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, this guy has a name. You have to follow him around a little bit. You
Now,
have
what
to
I
make
want
sure
what I
you-
want to throw out there is I don't know where his blade wings begin and end, but I don't know how he fits through doorways.
Well, and I do want to say one thing about Fabled Raven though. I think these blade wings work better than how Ashenville's aesthetic work with the arm wings and I guess leg wings with.
Yeah,
with
because
the
they're
everything
all
thing.
blade wings. I think they're kind of consistent. So you're like, oh no, he's just got blades growing out of his body. That's a little painful. And I
also,
like that they've
this-
got that like that red gradient, that ombre effect. I love that.
I'll also say this. This is by far the most played Fabled card ever.
Also, he's got some meme potential. Just
All right,
you,
because
you
he-
could.
I
you
mean,
could
I think
turn
the
up
only thing that
contrast,
bothers me
give
about
him
them
the
is
eyes.
how long and bendy his arms and hands are.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's not a comfortable extension of your arms, my dude.
No.
So what's he
it
do?
isn't.
Also,
what does
fun
he
fact,
do, my friend?
He's not in. Yeah, no, you should read what he does.
I?
But Dallas,
I'll
were you
grab
gonna
it.
say he's not in a Hidden Arsenal set?
No, he's in Duelist Revolution.
Yeah, no,
as
he is a
secret
core
rare.
set secret rare. That's how good he
Oh.
is.
So no one's gonna get him.
Fabled Raven, Fiend Tuner, level 2, 1300 attack, 1k defense. Once per turn, you can discard any number of cards. If you do, this card gains 1 level and 400 attack for each discarded card until the end of the turn.
Nope.
yeah.
So yeah, he's a level 2 tuner with built-in level fixing for as many cards as you feel like you want to throw away.
And in discard heavy decks,
Yeah, no, that's
Basically,
pretty baller.
I activate 2 combos immediately.
yeah.
Yeah. So remember when I said he was the mook you had to follow around and try and knock him out in the back?
Yeah.
And because
Even
of
when
the
you go to
discarding, you
knock
can
him out,
chain block.
he'll punch you.
Yes, you can chain block some shit.
This card shows up all over the place. Ironically,
I mean, yeah, as a level
Yeah.
fixed tuner, that's pretty good. There's a lot of decks that this can play.
And if you play in decks that have,
I think the only
most
thing you
modern
want to
Yu-Gi-Oh
worry
cards
about
have
is if you're
recursion.
playing dark synchros, because there are a lot of dark synchro monsters that are like, because instead of doing the actual dark synchro effect from like the manga and stuff, they just made you use dark tuners. That's the
Plus,
only
you
thing
could
this guy's not good for. But
Plus, you could also just use them for Xyz as well.
well, that too, you can use him for Xyz plays later. Also, honestly, I mean, he's got 1300 attack. He's a level 2. You yeet 2 cards and he gains 800 attack. He's 21. Like that's not bad if you have nothing but dead cards in your hand and you just need a body. Your opponent special summons Stardust. What do you do? Well, I'm gonna summon this guy and discard 3. So fuck you.
And crash. And also there's a thing of. Don't most modern Yu-Gi-Oh cards have recursion anyway, so this works in this case.
Oh yeah, no, decently. There's a decent amount of cards that want to be engrave.
This card has popped up as a tech card in a bunch of random ass decks. It's really funny.
Because all of a sudden he can just punch something.
It's like if you really I think he's been in a couple of what's that fucking archetype? Burning Abyss decks.
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean, he's a fiend. He's a fiend who can be level 3.
And a light, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been in. Oh god, just out of all of the Fabled cards, he was the one that I'm like, I've seen this in a bunch of shit.
It's the weird case of where the secret rares or the Fabled actually make sense to be secret rare because they're literally core parts that would work on the deck.
Well, so a fun thing about the Duelist Alliance sets, there's actually secret rares for a lot of the different Hidden Arsenal cards.
Yeah, that's when we started putting those around our sets around the time we started putting Hidden Arsenal archetypes, the Duelist Terminal archetypes, in core sets. And giving them really good support, just at high rarity.
This was that starts in Ancient Sanctuary, but this is where a lot of the really core, unfortunately for us in the Progression series, a lot of the really core cards come in as secret rares.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Because
so we're all gonna be playing one-ofs, okay?
Or none-ofs, because
or we'll make do. That's how it works. Anyway, behold, Fabled Solkius, or as I like to call him, Fabled Solkilius.
He looks like literally one of the generic army mook. He looks like an elite mook, essentially.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. This is a level 6, just to put that in perspective for people. He is a main deck monster, so no, he radiates a lot of the vibes you've already seen.
Yeah, I was gonna say where the last guy was the elite mook, the elite psychic type mook. This is the elite. I'm just gonna punch you really hard mook.
He's got the bat wings, he's got the dragon tail, he's got the belt loops, he's got the Celtic knot band on his wrists, he's got wing arms, he's got a little bit of a Galactus helmet. Oh, I get it. This is just Ashenvale's big brother. When you kill Ashenvale, this guy comes out and he's like, "You killed my bro. Now I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna break you."
You're break you.
Honestly, this isn't a very busy design. I don't know if what we can say about his art that we haven't
already
got a
nice
said about
tunic.
him.
I like his
tunic. I will say I like this guy. He's
all right.
He's got, like you said, the design's not super busy.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a really nice gilded tunic.
I would also say with the way they do the masking on his legs, this is one of the few times where this weird nebulous background actually works. This guy has just exploded through a smoke bomb, or walked out of the fog, or kicked open a door and made a huge cloud of dust that he's just striding out of at you. Whereas most of the backdrops for the Fabled monsters have been awful, by which they've not existed.
Yeah. I just realized something funny about Solkius.
What's up?
Oh, his attack value is the same as Ashenvale's when his effect activates.
Oh, he really is like his big brother. That's probably what they were going for. When was this guy released? Hidden Arsenal 3, so about the same time, I think. I think Ashenvale was either 2 or 3. Yeah, so they're supposed to go together. So his effect is he's a level 6 fiend, 2200 attack, 2100 defense. If this card is in the graveyard, you can send 2 cards except Fabled Solkius from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card. So he is a level 6 with a decent stat line who has an inherent special summon effect, which is pretty good because you are playing a deck that loads its graveyard.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say an inherent special summon effect from the graveyard.
Yeah.
That's pretty common nowadays.
That also puts stuff into the graveyard.
Yeah, no, he seems like
a
pretty decent card.
But it's still graveyard fodder.
It still puts cards in graveyard, some of which some of the Fables do work that way. Yeah, some of the Fables want to go to graveyard.
He's something that puts stuff into the graveyard, but he's also something that wants to be in the graveyard. So
Dallas, as someone that's played Fabled, would you play a 1 or 2 because you can use them with a 6 to climb into an 8?
I didn't, because the variant I used uses a different level 6 than him. But I would assume if you played a pure Fabled build, because I use Silva. Silva is just a card that it works better.
I also imagine he's not too bad in Chaos Fabled because you. because you're controlling what you're putting in the graveyard.
The problem is, and we'll probably get to this. There's a lot of really good Fabled cards, so picking and choosing is hard.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They are
Yeah.
a fairly storied archetype, as seen by
Yes.
the fact that people remembered they exist and gave them support in 2021.
He's not bad. Like, he's not bad at all.
He's a decent card.
He just doesn't quite fit because
In
a lot
our
of what
limited format, you will probably see him just because
Yeah.
some people may not have the choices to play the most
a lot
optimal
of the
deck.
a lot of the goal with Fabled is dump your entire hand out and then synchro climb like fuck.
So what
So
you're
he
saying
doesn't
is
really-
Fabled Infernity could be a real deck.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds
That
that sounds like
could be a
nonsense,
real
but fun.
deck.
That sounds like fucking nonsense, but I love it.
Yeah, because Infernity are all dark, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Infer-
Fiends. Most
And
part.
then
Infinities
Fabled are also
are
white and
mostly Fiend. Except for a few that are not Fiend.
And they get effects when you have new cards in hand.
Like the Beetle, which is...
Yeah, no,
just
honestly,
thing.
that would make, much like Dark Worlds, I think Infernity would make a decent engine to
Yeah,
run with
Fabled Infernity Dark World is probably a deck that exists. Yeah, no, Fabled Infernity. I'm seeing a deck list right here.
So,
Why does it run Porload Savage Dragon?
Because everybody
I
does.
guess.
There,
Warlord
I mean, if you're
Savage
if it's 2020, if it's past 2020 and you can synchro summon, you run Savage. You really shouldn't
Yeah.
be able to, but this is the
Oh,
world
look.
we live in, where there's generic cards like that. Anyway, this is
Oh, look,
Fabled
it's
Topi.
It's the lady mook.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
it's the
it's
other
the
move.
girl villain. It's the opposite of what was his name?
She's-
I've forgotten already.
She's just
Sorry.
got like a remote control.
Lurie, yeah,
Lurie.
yeah.
Larry.
This is Topi,
It's probably their siblings or something.
Topi and
Yeah,
Lurie,
this is the other half of the Team Rocket duo of this
Yes.
organization.
Girls
as
sound
evidenced
so
by her remote
explosive.
control.
I
So
wonder
she,
like
she seems a little young for that, but
I
Oh,
imaged
there's-
the thing of
So
there's like a
does-
weird like rune covered headband they put on like a dragon or something and she's controlling it.
It's like,
Probably, yeah.
Stay
Well, I have a
still, I'll
question
hit
though.
you.
Does that mean that Ultra is their Meowth?
Well, we haven't seen that card yet.
No, their Meowth is one of the Fabled Beasts.
We'll get there, I'm
see.
sure. We'll find it. Anyway, this is just Lurie, but a girl. I like her little shark tooth necklace belt thing going on there. The remote
Again,
control
I
is an
really-
adorable touch.
Again,
It's
I really just
fine.
I just want to see like I wanted to see all the Fabled as a one big party. It'd just be fun to see it.
This card is kind of eh.
If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, this is a level 1 fiend, by the way. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, then you do. You can reveal 1 Fabled monster in your hand and tribute this face-up card to select 2 spell or trap cards your opponent controls and destroy them. So it's your, this is what, 20, let me double check the exact set. This is 2010, yeah, this is late 2010, this is in Hidden Arsenal 3. This is the era when MST is limited. A lot of archetypes need in-archetype spell trap removal. This is not the best version of it.
hard to get
I will
off,
say
though.
you're very likely that your opponent will have 2 or more cards in their hand than you.
If you're touching your hand.
But the fact that you have to tribute it, I mean, there are ways to special summon them, but it's not, I don't think it's the most efficient method. Like, this is a really, really overcomplicated way to play Icarus Attack, for example.
Yeah.
There's
There's a lot of moving parts where, 1, your opponent has to have more cards than you. 2, you have to have a Fabled monster in your hand, so you can't have no
Yeah,
cards
you
in
can't
your
have
hand.
no cards.
So they have to have at least 3 cards in their hand.
Yeah.
And also, you tribute this face-up card to pop 2 spell trap cards.
Yeah.
But they have to be. But you can't even do funny stuff like pop your own card. They have to be cards your opponent controls.
It's
so
they-
back
so
row
they-
removal
or
is
they
important.
disabled.
Back row
I guess.
removal is important. I don't know if
And
it's
so-
this important.
and so therefore they must control at least 2,
we'll see.
Yeah.
The Fabled-
Yes,
Which means-
select 2, not
which
up to
means
2.
your
so-
opponent must have at least 5 cards
so-
on
yeah.
There's
in hand and on field.
there's far too many moving parts to require Topi to be
This is
good.
literally like
but
this
she's
feels
not
like it's turned.
terrible. It's
so this is
just,
like
it's just there's far too many conditions that can go
It's-
wrong.
Her effect is
It's a
literally
turn
just
two play.
Icarus Attack, but worse.
Yeah.
Historically,
It's
Fabled
too opportuned.
or Fabled. No, Fabled have gotten their spell trap removal and countering through their synchro deck, or their
what I've
extra deck
noticed
rather.
is what I've noticed is this is basically designed for like this is your turn to opening hand card.
Fun fact, Fabled is another archetype that can very easily do the turn 1 rescue cat into a Natura Beast combo. It's very fun. because they have a level 2 beast tuner and a level 3 beast. So
Yeah.
Ah.
So
just
let's,
Synchro
let's,
Cat
let's,
into
let's
Raijin
move.
or did I just actually call it Synchro Cat? Wow. Rescue Cat into Raijin or Maturity
I mean,
Beast.
that's
or
it's the deck
Catastrophe or
strategy,
something.
Synchro Cat. So let's move on to Fabled Urstos. Urustos.
Oh, it's
Let me
I
actually
don't even
Yeah.
know this card. What?
It's
Magoshin
Lady Cat.
Urustosu.
This card exists?
Yeah, this is an OG. This is from Hidden Arsenal 3. Dallas, when I read its effect, you'll probably understand why nobody knows what it is, because it's not super thematic. But yeah. So Mars just said it in chat, Lady Death. Yeah, this is just your contractually obligated Grim Reaper Skeleman you have in your golf anime. It's a skeleton.
Why does the skeleton have hair?
Why
Because
does
anime.
this? Why did the Fable just
Oh, wait.
got the white card instead of not first?
I mean, yeah, I gotta say, I think this makes sense. This is an early Fabled, but this really doesn't fit the aesthetic of the archetype.
No.
Like, the colors are too subtle. It's literally a skeleton. Like, it's not even a mask. Like, it's got skeleton
It
hands.
doesn't even have wings. Like, if it
Yes.
had wings,
I mean,
maybe.
it has wings. They're just skeletal.
But, like, feather
It's falling
wings.
They're
apart.
feathered. Dallas, put your eyes in.
No, like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean. Like, non-dead wings.
Well, yeah, that's
feathers.
clearly that's the
Dallas.
aesthetic they're going for. This
Alice,
is a
it's
dead one.
dead. What do you mean it can't? What do you mean not death wings?
Art,
Why
you
is
can
there-
art differently than that. You don't
There
have
is-
to make the wings dead.
I mean, but it's a skeleton,
Hey,
though.
but this card is literally okay.
It's a
What- all right,
skeleton.
what's the effect? What's the effect, Omega?
Okay, all right. So the reason why you've never heard of
Fair.
Fabled Urustos is this is a level 4 Light Fiend with 1500 attack. While you have 2 or less cards in your hand, all face-up Fabled monsters you control gain 400 attack. So obviously, the idea is you're supposed to play this when you don't have any fucking cards, and oh, I'm a 1900 beater. But considering it has
it's a
no
mix of-
inherent special summons, it's a level
It's a-
4.
It's a fucking Hoshi Ningen for your Fabled.
And it
can
doesn't
only
even
just play
it
Hoshi
doesn't
Ninja.
even because there's another beatstick 4-star, but at least it has an effect when it does stuff that this facilitates.
Yeah,
it.
this
doesn't even do
card is
anything.
just hey, do you have no cards in your hand right now? I'm 1900. If not, I suck. I mean 4 is an okay level, but it's not the best for Fabled. So, I mean, it's a level
mean,
4
it's not-
light. Like hypothetically, you could slap Lightwave tuning on this
Like
motherfucker.
if you got Broniac, I guess. Like if
It's
someone has
also
Broniac, they can do it
Peter.
pretty good.
So it's not terrible, but
But-
again, same with Topi. Its innate problem is its setup. Not.
I mean, the
not its-
Fables have a really good level 1 tuner, so I guess you're supposed to use it with that.
Well, honestly, I don't actually think you're supposed to tune this monster away. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to go through all your moves, synchro summon a big bungus, and then slap this guy down on the field as like your normal summon or something.
you know, give 400 attack to Raijin back
I
there.
don't
Yeah,
think.
basically,
I don't
like-
think.
Make
I
him
don't
a
think this
27.
person. I don't think this person understood what the archetype. Oh, I guess this was Hidden Arsenal 3, so this was.
This
what
was
had an
right when it
identity.
started. Like, I think it makes sense in the period, but the archetype clearly outstripped the
Yeah,
need for
the
Urustos.
archetype's playstyle is either synchro climb into something fucking gigantic, or swarm the field with dudes and punch.
Well, at the very least, it's not a case of say Jirax, where there are like 7 playstyles for Jirax and none of them made sense. Fables have a
True,
clear design through and through, and
This card just got left behind.
yeah, and like this is the one card
And
that they
to be
get
fair,
decided.
some
Put a
of
Fabled name on
some
it.
of the Fableds did appear way back in Hidden Arsenal too. Like this one. Behold,
So
Fabled
Dallas, as a-
Valkyris.
So,
Yeah,
He's
they're
coming
boss
for your
monster.
toes.
so Dallas,
It-
as a fan of synchro climbing to the next, have we already seen the other synchro climbing cards?
No, this is the end goal.
Okay.
So
This is
I
the-
believe there's a guy off in the Jirax video. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he was released at the same time as the second wave of Jirax.
He is supposedly
He
the
is-
dude who single-handedly killed Jirax or decided to.
Yeah.
I
He's
mean,
supposed to
look
be.
at his smug face. This guy
Holding
clearly
a Jirac claw.
This is the guy when I talked about that meme video made in like Gmod or Source Filmmaker, right? This is the guy whose model sits up and says, "Fuck Jirac." Like,
Yeah.
look at him. He does that.
So
It's-
I
I want
so
to kill
we've
some
been go- we've
dinosaurs
been go-
today.
we've
So
been going.
Leviathan
with
is supposed to be their boss monster.
This
This is their actual boss
Commissioner's
monster.
dad.
So
and
Leviathan
Drax
is like
are
their
confirmed.
ruler. This is their general.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Valkyris is as seen by the fact that Valkyris is standing and Leviathan was sitting. Leviathan never gets out of that chair, obviously.
Leviathan is the Palpatine. This is the Darth Vader.
Yes.
That's a good comparison because like Leviathan is only slightly stronger than this card in stats.
Yeah. It's very funny. There's a 2-level difference, but Valkyris is 2900.
And Valkyris' effect in a Fabled deck is ridiculous.
So, but before we do that, any more comments about his aesthetics?
He is every like anime. I'm not the final boss, but I'm the badass guy character.
I'm the guy you're fighting into
I
the
will
floor.
say, unlike the other Fable, like similar to the Raging, he lacks the sass of Andraith and Leviathan.
No, because he has the
but
confidence.
But he has the presence. He has
People
the presence.
literally rip you in half.
He's got the swagger. Like he's not doing
So-
an action
so-
pose. He's just reaching out his hand, and you like he's gonna crush your head.
To
yeah, he's a great
to
way to crush
resist
it.
going full JoJo nerd on this, this stance screams, "You dare approach me?"
Oh, got the coup.
I also love how like the various like patterns to like his like leg plating, which feels like a Tengu plating, and then like the various arms.
Yeah,
like,
this guy has a lot of detail without being over designed. Like all the colors play together. I would
Like,
also
it
like to
just
bring
feels
up
like
once
actual
again. Also, this is absolutely a miniature made by Games Workshop.
I
as
mean, I
well.
would love this one. I would love this miniature though.
Something I guess notice that's funny. His armor is perfectly positioned to show his bulge.
Yeah, no,
I
his
think
his
we want to.
codpiece is
I want to
perfect.
show it.
His codpiece is
I will
also
say
armored.
He's almost he's almost on the Zephiel level of almost on the Zephiel level of Fire Emblem Final Emperor boss when you're
Pretty
final
much,
boss
yeah.
of an Emperor.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love like his
Or,
armor. His armor doesn't look like it's
right.
overly done. It just feels like actual opulent armor.
Right.
See?
What was his name in Path of Radiance? Ashnard. Ashnard.
Astronaut.
Yeah, I'm getting some
Yeah.
Ashnard vibes on
Oh
this
yeah,
guy.
this guy is astronaut as fuck.
Or the Black
He's
Knight.
like, I just came here
No.
from wiping
No,
up
no,
the
no.
dinosaurs.
Raging is
You
clearly
wanna
the Black
play me?
Knight of Fabled.
Okay.
Yeah. This
But
guy's the
I
Ashnard.
also do want to say this was said in our progression chat, not the stream chat, but Valkyris is a Necros monster. He's not the only Fable monster that becomes a Necros ritual monster.
Yeah, we're gonna
New
build
Necros.
up to to Necros at some point. Like we're gonna build up
Yeah.
to shit like Evil Swarm and Necros as like the
I've
capstone. to all
never
of
actually
our...
seen this Necros. I've just never played this
Yeah.
one, huh?
Yeah, because
almost like the
well,
mascot
it's
for
from
Black Knight.
Dupo. I think that's a pretty late set. Duelist Power.
this is one of the bad
Power.
Necroses.
Yeah.
He's still pretty alright. You still play him.
The
but
design
yeah.
looks okay though.
We'll
no,
talk
the
about it. I think
design's
it's
great.
pretty
I'm just saying
interesting.
functionally.
So,
What it does
what
eventually.
Fabled Valkyris does? Level 8, Fiend Synchro effect. 2900 attack, like we said. Only 1700 defense. This is the theme of Fabled big boss monsters. Don't put him face down; they'll die. This is a boss who's weak to backstabs. You gotta circle strafe behind him.
I mean, yeah, because when Black Knight stabs in the back.
A common theme of the Fable monsters is they don't have high defense values because they're hedonistic. They do what they want and they don't want to defend.
Omega.
Yeah.
I think we should. I was just been thinking because I think this was. I'll talk about this after stream. Never mind.
Okay.
Alright.
He can hit me with that. So what his effect is, once per turn, you can discard one Fiend-type monster to draw one card. Yeah, this guy's just a +1. Or, well, technically a +0, but you're playing Fabled, so presumably you're getting something off discarding a Fiend-type monster.
You're activating things, yeah.
Like, he is at worst a +0, and at best a extender. Like, and
Maybe
also
a
he has
+2,
decent
yeah.
stats. Yeah, no, like, you can do a lot with him.
I do want to point out that's not a once per turn. If you
No,
draw
it is.
another
It is.
Fiend
Once per
monster-
turn. It's a
Oh,
soft
is it a
once per
once per
turn,
turn?
though.
It's a soft.
So
You
if
can
you,
use
make,
it.
if you make another
Right,
Valkyris,
right.
you can do it again.
Yes, if
You
you
can
make
definitely
double
change other
Valkyrises, you do it twice.
Yeah, it's
Which
so
is-
it is
I
a once per
assume-
turn, comma.
So Omega, I'll just say
You're
it on
going
stream.
Yeah.
I think we should open more of the Hidden Arsenals past number 1, because Hidden Arsenal 1 only has 30 cards in it, so I'm thinking 7 of that is fine.
Okay. Do they
But
get bigger
past
as we
that,
go
it
on?
goes up to 68 and then higher.
Okay.
It
What's
doubles
the...
immediately.
Yeah, then you can't even conceivably come close to pulling everything.
Yeah, so let's see.
Yeah, no.
What would be the
Seven
best
dice.
number?
You
9,
pull like
10?
half of everything.
We could, yeah, I think 10 would work for the ones after.
Is everybody okay with that?
Maybe
Most of us
even more.
are.
We could probably do
50.
full weeks on them, honestly.
Well,
No, I don't think we can do
We'll
full
have
weeks
to-
at this point, especially because they aren't that huge.
Yeah,
I think maybe 15 at most, but 10 seems good.
honestly, I wish the puller had a 12.
Oh yeah,
but-
I would say 12 would be best.
12 would be good, but I don't think it's got that.
No, but we could do 3 or we could do 5, 6 and 6 if we wanted to do that.
Yeah, but that would mess
Sure.
up the sealed draft version of it.
Yeah. But I think
let's
10
see.
would be fine. Because
Yeah,
I
we
think
can do 9 or 10.
Just do 10 sealed and then 2 extra packs.
like 7 for the first one is fine because that one only has 30 cards, and I don't want that. That one should be.
That'll get
Yeah.
overhyped pretty fast. Let's see.
But
Okay, Hidden Arsenal 2,
it's
for
everything
instance. Let me open
after
up 10
the
and
first
see.
one has.
Yeah, it's so we actually have a chance of getting all the.
I've been doing
cards.
some practice.
I'm
drafts,
gonna
and I noticed
open
it,
up
that's
10
why.
really quick, and I'm gonna look at like how big the image is. Hey, I got a
Oh,
Valkyrie.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, it's like
I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of repeats. I'm about halfway through. There is a couple. Oh, hey, Dulorn.
Yeah, that guy's fun.
Okay,
He's
okay. I
fun
got
and
a decent
interactive.
number. I think I got a 3 of an Echuria, whatchamacallit. 10's
It just-
pretty decent. It does look a little small, considering the contents, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We could
Well,
maybe
so
do that if people are
we'll-
okay
we'll
with
have
the
to
10 and
tinker
2.
with it.
We'll tinker, because that's... we got a
saying, I
couple
don't
of
think
weeks before
7
that.
would be enough for those ones.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, like, I literally got 3 of
Definitely
the
not
same
7.
secret rare, so if I don't want to run to Churia, fuck me, I guess.
You were duped by the.
Yeah,
first
it was the
pack,
first
'cause-
one. That's my bad. I looked at the first
No,
one.
it's
I'm
fair
like, that
because
makes
the
sense.
first one is 30 cards, and every time I drafted it, I'm like, no, this makes sense. And then I looked at this, and then I drafted some of the second one. I'm like, why am I seeing like nothing
Yeah.
repeated? And then I was like, oh,
And
because it has double
that's
the
why
cards.
we adjust stuff. So that's fair. We can workshop that a little bit.
We'll have to figure it out depending if
Sorry
like,
for that tangent.
how many
but-
of the
That's
cards
fine.
of a certain set we
So
want people to have.
we
I guess.
finished all the regular Fabled, and we'll now move on to the Fabled. So
Have a
this is a
Fabled.
really interesting. I want to throw this out. This is a really interesting localization in the TCG. They're called the Fabled, like Fabled Beast, whatever. In the Japanese, they are Mago Shinju, the Demon Roar God Beast. So they're all beast types. They're light. So I don't know why they went with the Fabled, because I don't know if it's a very good like
Could they have
differentiator.
Could they have just said Fabled Beast?
Yeah, 'cause I
Probably.
was gonna say, are they? The question, I guess, ultimately becomes: are they supposed to work together?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have a card that searches a fabled monster, it will count the fabled, or it would count if it said Fabled Beast, for instance.
Okay,
Now,
and
unfortunately,
that's,
okay,
and
there we
that's
go. I found it.
how it's supposed to work.
Yes.
Okay.
Valkyries Goo,
So
Beaver.
as like the narrative we've been kind of talking about, where these are like the big houches of like the enemy team. These are like the weird mook monsters they send into the hero
Yeah.
every episode.
Ironically,
Probably.
the deck is made up of the decks that I've played have been made up of more the Fabled than Fabled.
Honestly, that probably makes sense though. Like if they're
Fabled-
the things. So this is Fabled the Bunk.
Yeah, this is a cute one.
It's a
Very
demon beaver.
cute. This is just a pet that you kill
I mean,
on X
that-
by
that-
X
that-
deck.
That poor imp sprite thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Being
he's not
chewed
showing
on by a gigantic beaver.
It's
A bonk
chewing on
is,
his
Demon
tail, it's a
beaver.
A
So,
bonk
okay.
is kind of bad.
I love what
Oh,
ornate it is.
So, a bonk is a new card. It's
Or,
probably
no,
more
not
like
a bonk. Wait.
a bonku. So it is a
What was I
bonk.
thinking of?
But you could also say a bonk. He's a bonk. But this is a brand new monster. This is from Blazing Vortex.
No, the next one is the one I think. Is
So I do want to say something.
Yeah.
He's not listed in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom Wiki because he's brand new, but apparently, all of the little gremlins on the Fabled cards have names. I'm just gonna go down the list of their names.
Shut up, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Heresy, Breach, Malice, Vio, Lust, Greed, Glood, Limbo, Wrath, and Gree again.
Okay, so it's just like the Pac-Man ghost.
It's the sins and vices.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. They're literally they have their evil Pac-Man ghosts.
Yeah, so these little gremlins are like their names are plays on the seven deadly sins or fatal vices of
So
humanity.
why does
Yeah.
Konami not like an anime of like their like in-house series
Because
sometimes?
Well, that
Konami
would
is
require
very-
production.
Yeah.
Because Konami is very bad at marketing.
So why is there just not an
despite-
anime about the Fabled and a group of people
I mean,
trying to stop
no,
them?
no, they're not bad at marketing. They're just weird about it. Like they literally had to leave studios and switch to Sevens, which is a great marketing tool for Rush.
Yeah.
Like when also when we talked about like remember when we talked about kaiju, or I would love to have figures of some of these monsters. Like
Yes.
yeah, why
I
is
mean,
that?
that I wouldn't be surprised because they do occasionally produce like shirts and figure merch of cards and archetypes that are not just anime stuff. Like those are the most popular, but occasionally they'll break out.
There's some of the kaiju I wish I had
But
figures
it's
of.
definitely a little weird considering people joke about co-money and all that. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not a very multi-level marketed series. It's just usually, there is an anime that's going on. There are usually anime tie-in cards. Right now there's technically an alternate anime tie-in game. Like, they created an entirely new format of cards to sell Rush.
Yeah.
For their own reasons that we won't get into on stream again. That's right, I said again. We've done that before already.
I honestly,
But
I would.
We're not going into it, X. But
That would have
they do not necessarily like have a huge purview of like high level merch you can buy. Like, yes, they have the timely thing you could buy Yu-Gi-Oh masks. You know, when we were in full lockdown, but I don't know. Anyway, a bonk.
Anyway,
He's
my
a bonk.
point was
he's a beaver.
he does the thing.
A bonk. He gets bonk.
He is a graveyard recursion card.
He's a bling beaver. He's got a little skull bracelet on. He's cool. Yeah, what he does. So this is a level 2 tuna.
Tune.
He's got
Oh, it's a
1k
beaver.
attack, 600 defense. If this card is in your graveyard, you can discard one Fabled monster. If you do, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect to Fabled once per turn. This is a modern
Not
card.
bad.
It's
a
like,
Sacred Climber.
Yeah, it's a good tuner to recycle. It recycles itself once per turn. You get to discard a Fabled monster to put him in your graveyard for their effects. It is discard, not send. But it has modern limitations. You can't loop it forever because the people who made this card were not fucking idiots.
I believe that this card along with this card with the Blazing Vortex support.
Yeah, this is the Blazing Vortex pack. So.
It seems fun to play Fable with the new cards.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a luxury of modern card design where because it's a decade later, they can just slap 7 effects on a single card and be like,
Well,
it's fine.
and also, to be fair, this is going to be very funny because it's timely that we ended up doing this. This was announced when we started doing a lot of the Hidden Arsenal sets, but they've already announced that, at least in the TCG, possibly in the OCG, but they're reprinting the first 4 Hidden Arsenal sets in like a big box like they do the Seasons of Legendary Duelist or Legendary Dragons. So you're actually going to get a shitload of reprints of a lot of these early Fabled cards to go with your support. And a bonk, by the way, is a common in Blazing Vortex. You could probably pick this guy up for pennies. I'm pretty sure I have like 5 of this card without trying.
Now, the next card, are we doing his effect?
We already talked about a bonk's effect. A bonk comes back.
Yeah.
He
there
has
are
a very
better-
good tuner effect.
What level is he again?
2.
Two.
That's why I've never seen him be played.
Well, that and it's
Or
like
also-
brand new. It's
Yeah.
2021, Dallas.
But no,
Are
even
people
in the
playing
new
Fabled?
lists, we'll get to it. But first is a card that no one has ever used.
So, I am pulling forth.
The cat one.
Ashif.
Yes. This
card is not
Fable.
Great. It's cute, but it's not great.
Kate Shi. Or Kate Sith, if you're a pleb who doesn't understand how to pronounce Gaelic phonemes.
Is that
Like
thing
cat.
melting?
humans?
Well,
Is that thing melting or is it sweating?
It's
It's
sweating.
sweating because it's about to be eaten.
He's
Yeah.
being
Okay.
it's a little gremlin and he's being bullied by this cat. As
Yes.
So
Will you bully?
I-
Give me tail.
I believe the intention, at least with the synchro of the Fabled monsters, is these little gremlins essentially hypnotize these beasts to be mounts or beasts of burden.
Yes.
and to be
Even
fair,
this
this
thing
is,
feels
this
like it
is a
was made by
tuner.
the Fabled.
So
Tuna.
this is a
A
cat.
tune.
It's a cat. It's a cat. It's wearing a little like it's got the right tchotchkes to be
Yo.
associated with
Is that cat scythe?
It looks like it's got a scorpion tail.
Unfortunately, this card is not great.
I mean, yeah, it's got like
No,
a rat
it's
tail
more
and
like a rat
green
tail.
It's
Yeah.
I mean it's segmented, so I could see why. It's a little both. It's got metal tips to its ears, very unusual accessory for your cat. It's got like a
Egyptians did
a
it.
Dragon Quest headpiece on its face.
The wizard did it.
I honestly enjoy the whole thing, and I
I would
Man,
say I personally think
yeah.
the only thing that's interesting about this is that this design looks very clean and modern, considering this was Hidden Arsenal 4 Trishula's Triumph.
Well, I'll say I think a running theme with the Fabled monsters, which we have to. I don't.
Yeah,
Is
it's a
they're
little
cute.
It's shit. That's a fucking shit name, but
Yeah, Fabled Beast we can call them. It's way easier.
yeah. Of the Fabled Beasts, almost all of them have fairly smooth designs, except for the synchros. I think just because they're babies, like they're not supposed to have a bunch of design flavor to them.
Yeah,
like
I do
the
at least
fresh,
they keep the bling.
freshly recruited things.
They keep the bling effect on. It's good. Like, obviously, you know that we've talked about Fabled, right, and how they're hedonists and all that other nonsense. They are absolutely the kind of lunatics who are, like, buying doggy hoodies and shit. Like, they are pimping out their animals. Not
They
that
are,
one, the
in
other
fact, the housewives of Beverly Hills.
one. So what Fabled
yeah.
Kate Shi does is it is a level 1 beast tuner. By the way, a level 1 tuner with 800 attack, 600 defense. And then
okay.
when this card is discarded to the graveyard, select one face-up card on the field and destroy it. That's all right. There's a lot of Dark World cards that do that way better.
Yeah.
So it's okay, and it is a level 1 tuner. It's very good to have the flex. But if all of the Fabled Beast type monsters are babies, I expect there's probably going to be another level 1 tuner in there.
Maybe haps.
Yeah,
and
so,
more importantly, there's the next guy who is the bestest boy.
I'm amazed at their.
Is Chihuahua's next, right?
God,
Or
I would
Cholula?
pay a lot of money
Is
just
it-
to
it's-
see like
it's
a weird
Kerberos.
Castlevania
Yeah,
style
Kerberos,
about
right.
Fabled.
It's Kerberos next.
The
He
Fabled
is the boy.
Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, no, he is. This is the best tuner that the Fable have, other than maybe the Raven.
I'm scrolling for the art. Got
He
it.
has a very simple effect.
And got a very simple art. Hey, it's a baby
Yeah.
Cerberus.
It's a baby
Kerberos.
Oh, I've seen this
I
card.
mean,
Holy shit.
I feel like zoomed in like
It's
this,
adorable.
this poor boy, this dog is clearly high on something. Like I've heard Alfredo talk about like some kind of doggy coffee treat. This guy's clearly has
this dog
something
is a-
caffeinated.
He's high on dog catnip.
I
gave the
was
dog
imagining
dog
he just.
nip?
I can see that he just ate the soul of someone.
Who gave the dog
He just
PCP?
ate someone. It was great.
Like
Oh my God.
Thank you to the one person that actually heard mine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's called a puppuccino. Is the Starbucks thing for dogs? Yeah. This dog is clearly again the
Shut
Fable.
up,
They're super
Starbucks. That's
bougie.
not a real thing.
The Fabled, they're super bougie. They would give their Kerberel a puppuccino, and he is clearly high on caffeine. Look at him. Look at those eyes.
But what about?
Yeah.
I love how exhausted the gremlin looks like it's trying.
Yeah,
to
the gremlin's like, oh my god.
It's a running theme. It's a running theme in almost all of them.
That, like the gremlins are overworked.
Well, not being overworked. Of just the fact that
Big Sag.
The gremlins are trying to control these small animals, and it is not working.
They're in control, but they're not in control.
But Robin-
almost all of these beasts have the upper hand, except for
You're
the
not in
synchro.
control unless you're out of
They
control.
control it.
Fucking goddamn.
You can't pitch softballs and fail Portrayal.
What?
You throw it low and slow, somebody's gonna be there to scoop it up.
and then like make you bleed everywhere.
Anyway, so Dallas is right. This is probably the best tuner ever. This is a level 2 beast tuner. If this card is discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. Free tuner.
And
Also searchable by Rescue Cat.
Yeah, it's a level 2
that-
beast tuner
was that it?
with
Yep.
1k. That's its only effect.
That's it.
If this card is discarded to the
Well,
graveyard,
that's all
special
you
summon
need.
it.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that still works. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tuner that you can special summon off a discard in an archetype where its entire thing is discarding.
Yeah, this is a good boy. He is a good boy. Now, he is a secret rare in that. Now, and unfortunately, we don't have
Oh, it
access
comes
to
back.
this. It's a... it has been a common in a couple of structure decks. That's how good this card is.
Yes, this is in non-archetype structure decks.
Yeah,
It's
this is
just
in Realm of Light and Sacred Beasts structure decks.
Yeah.
So that means we're getting it as a card bank.
No,
No.
it was printed in a core set first, and it will be reprinted in a
Yeah.
reprint set that is going to come out before we run out of sets of Yu-Gi-Oh to open.
Yeah.
It'll like sometime in the schedule. I'll have to schedule the Hidden Arsenal set, so it will presumably be a reprint in there because it's really fucking good. I don't know why I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, this card is seen play in decks, like modern decks.
Yeah, no, just it's a tuner with a free special like an inherent special summon that's basically free. Like the only thing you have to do is discard it, which is normally you do for cost anyway. That's great.
It is Halki Fibraxable.
My buddy Hal.
I don't know. Okay.
My bud Hal.
You'll see.
Whoa!
You'll learn.
That's gonna be one of those cards because that was in was it in Duelist Saga or Dual Power? Was
You
Hal?
still play
Saga,
3 of
I
them.
think.
You can still play 3 of them, right?
Oh yeah, but you're not
yeah.
gonna pull him because he's an ultra in a set of all ultras as a chase card.
By the time we get him, I don't think he'll be at 3.
Also, that's
Hopefully.
entirely possible. He may be banned by the time we get that far.
I don't
down.
think he'll be banned,
Or be
but I
limited,
definitely
yeah.
think he'll be put to 1.
What?
Quick,
For
Crystron
strong
Halki
Halki
Fibrax.
Oh, right, that
yeah.
one.
But like
That guy-
that's gonna be a
We
fucking
will have
card
no
for the guy
complaints
who
about
gets
banning
the
that
Noodle
card.
Man.
Senior Noodle Fibers.
The thing about it is, like, David, just for everyone here, David does not know about any of the Link monsters or Xyz monsters.
That's
so
fair,
he's-
but
No, he doesn't know anything.
many cards have died for Halki Fibrax's sins.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, David, you'll probably start noticing a lot of later tutor monsters who are mysteriously forbidden or limited for some reason. It's because Hal
The
came
reason is Halki Fibrax. That's you
Which,
know what
by the way,
card
is
in
part
the
of
same-
why we inherently play
You
traditional.
know what card is the same rarity as Halki Fibrax in the same set, which is just funny to me?
What?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's an all ultra set, isn't it?
Gigaplant. That's just funny to
It
me.
might be an all ultra reprint set.
It is all ultras, but just the fact that Gigaplant is there is.
They had to
like,
give
hello.
Gigaplant his glow up. Anyway, so Fabled Beasts are adorable, right? Chwa!
Oh, Jawa. The
adorable.
reason why no one plays Kate Sith is
Chwa!
this card.
So the dogs are just better. So the dogs are just better.
Yes, no. This is conclusively proven dogs are better than cats.
This is conclusively
And
proven.
For the sake of summoning
now the
Divine
comments
Agent,
are on
Propaganda is what it
fire.
is.
Okay, so
Now the
this,
comments are on fire.
I'm on
Okay,
fire. I'm
so
gonna fight you
this
You don't
one
count.
was given also
You're
dog
hot, man.
shit.
Give me
You're
a comment.
He's a comment. No. This dog is on bath salt or something. Like he mad.
Yeah.
Oh, well, also,
that
actually,
too.
I would like to say, having met many small dogs in my time, that's also all small dogs. Small dogs.
Yeah,
are
no.
inherently
This is a
evil.
normal Chihuahua. This is just a normal
Yeah.
Chihuahua.
Oh,
There's
dogs
something
that
about
are-
Oh,
containing-
with gigantic ears.
It-
Hold on,
it's something
and a
about
fan
there's
business.
something about containing the genome of Canis lupus in that small a package that just makes them monsters.
Angry.
Yes. If you concentrate a wolf down to Chihuahua size, only
Yeah.
thing left is rage.
I have noticed small dogs are either the chillest dogs or the least chill dogs. There's no in between.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
funny for most of the stream, but I don't actually like looking at Lurie too long, so I'm going away. I'm no longer the Fabled of Despair.
So Chawa is a Chihuahua with a little gremlin on its back, and for once, the gremlin seems to be having a great time.
Yeah.
No, this one hasn't figured out. It's like, what if I ride them?
Yeah.
What if I
Never
like
know.
aim it in the position of murder? Because its eyes almost look like flames.
What if
Yeah.
I just sit behind the part that bites me?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so what the Fabled Chawa does, this is a level 1 beast tuner. During your main phase, you can discard one Fabled monster and special summon this from your hand, so it's got a tricky effect. Hey, not that you want it because they're both tuners, but hypothetically, you could discard Kerbarrel off this and get 2 tuners for 2 separate synchro summons.
Or for
I mean, you
Shane.
do.
Or
you joke
double
about that,
tuner.
Omega, but you do. You
No,
can
I mean,
do that.
if you've got the board set up, that's actually a play. Like, this is also a very flex card.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
I
the
got
better
these-
level 1 synchro, unfortunately for Kate, or tuner, unfortunately for Kate Sith.
All you do is go into Formula Synchron with it, you go up from there, and then you use the tuner that you summoned off of it.
But no. Realistically, what you actually get from Chawa is the next card. Because I'm gonna be honest, there's not much to talk about with Chawa.
No, honestly, Chawa's, it's small, it's a tiny dog, there's not a lot of art there.
Or no, it's not the next card. It's the card. It's in a bit.
And it trickies.
Yeah, it's not knowing what the next card is. Again,
Dallas, not knowing his
sorry,
alphabet.
I blame the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki. The Yu-Gi-Oh wiki is so confusing when it comes to. No, it is
Behold!
the next card. I'm right. It's Ganesha. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
Fabled-
is what you get with it.
Ganesha. Or Fabled Ganesha. It's
But
not
this is
spelled
like-
that way, but it is.
It's Ganesh. It's an elephant.
I
It's
love
not
how-
Ganesh.
I love how like this is just it's just evil cute and like how it's also
Yeah,
like
no,
fucking
this
terrifying.
is some fucking like.
No, this thing's eyes have no souls.
It does
Look
not,
at its eyes.
and it's very soulless, but it's also
They're
adorable.
black voids.
Whoa.
Sorry, I
Totally
was
get
like-
totally gonna eat the thing later, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's
Well,
gonna
the
fuck
glory
it,
of it.
kill it,
Double
and
that
eat it
gremlin.
in one of those orders.
Its hands and feet are very pointy. But no, it's a little Ganesha gremlin. There's not really much to say about this. It's an elephant man.
I'm gonna get you going.
Can
in
we
20 minutes.
appreciate that Ganesha is pointing at the moon? He's ready to fight.
Fuck you, moon.
He's out here.
Oh, I just came back. Is that the fucking monster on Fiend Griefing?
I don't know, is it?
It is. No, it is.
Everybody can attest. I've just been quietly chuckling ever since you left.
Let me find the card.
Oh yeah, no, that's it.
For the people who
No, I got
I'm in pain. I'm in pain from sports.
Oh, dude, the Chiefs, the Chiefs get uncomebacked.
No, the
No. It's in text
it's
chat.
posted in the chat if you want to read. I'm not going to go into a tirade on
Like,
sports. again.
Oh,
No, yeah, like that's fair. This is a
Did
sports
you see
studio. This is
my
a sports
immediate
studio life. You
reaction?
only feel pain. But anyway,
oh, Jesus Christ!
It's very funny because
Sorry.
Vesper was talking about having fun and hope as a sports fan earlier, and then death.
Imagine dropping a 5-run lead in the year 2021.
I was like,
Yeah,
5
it's a
points
cult
isn't
given.
that bad, and then I realized I was thinking
in
of
one
football.
inning.
No,
Yeah,
in
I
the
was
bottom of the
hoping
ninth
to go-
as well. When it's fucking over, you're dead. I am.
But no,
Oh.
yeah, I like Ganashia. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny boy.
And he's not afraid to
he's just-
grief fiends.
he's just indulging. He's just indulging and eating and crushing the thing.
Yep.
And
my
also,
Twitter.
honestly, fiend griefing isn't a bad card to run in Fabled.
No, I think you're
The only
supposed
thing
to.
is that you're not discarding it from the deck.
No, but you do get to put the cards that do have effects in graveyard and graveyard.
But also remember, Fiend, what was her name? Fabled, Cruz, gets from graveyard.
There's a couple of them that do that. Anyway, so Ganesha is a level 3 beast effect, not a tuner for once. When this card is discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. If this card is special summoned this way, it gains 200 attack and is removed from play when it's removed from the field.
Well, yeah.
By the way, you can
so
also tell
fun-
this guy was only printed once in Hidden Arsenal because he
so
doesn't have PCC.
this is an auto synchro combo, basically, because there's a level 4 synchro monster that the Fabled have.
Yeah.
So what you do is Chawa Ganesha, discard, summon both of them, and then tune into level 4.
And
Or if
even,
you wanna
even
be
then, just if you want to,
extra-
it's a level 3 body with 1800 attack isn't crazy either. But yes, the fact that
Or if
this
you
is
want to be
a
extra spicy,
it's
you do Armory Arm.
well, yeah, if you own one of those. But yeah, no, Ganesha, we've talked about it, we've shown Fiend Griefing. Let us move on to a very unfortunately named one.
Oh no.
Well, how bad can the name be?
We'll see.
Well, okay, you'll.
Is it as bad as ISIS?
Okay, hey, do you guys want to guess what this Fabled Beast references?
Cockatrice?
Yeah.
Is it
Oh
Cockatoo?
shit, is that the fabled clock?
Fabled Kakator.
Cockator.
Kakatoru.
I love how
I'll
the
type it in
gremlin-
chat.
I like that. I like
I
that.
like how the
name.
gremlin just like, I'm
Unironically.
going to die. I hate this so much.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's like,
this-
this fucking chicken is going to eat me.
I mean, the screen isn't awful. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Hey, Kakator.
You know, I kind of love the
Rock.
landscape some of like these like.
Oh yeah, no,
cards.
it's got a fucking background for once, which is
No,
good.
because
Look,
like
I'm gonna-
it kind of gives a sense of a world of like all these things these monsters have put armor on.
I'm gonna be. This is probably just a me thing, but I think chickens look ugly as shit.
They are.
Well, I mean, a hairless chicken for sure is very ugly.
Did you just say hairless chicken?
I know, I'm making a joke.
Hairless
A
chicken.
featherless biped.
Hello.
Featherless
hey, Michael,
chickens.
what's up?
Yo.
Featherless chickens
All
are,
this
are-
bird hair.
featherless chickens, to be correct and literal, are not great. Yeah. But most animals don't look good without their covering. I like cats. I think that Sphinx cats, the ones that are basically hairless, look a little weird.
I think Sphinx cats are fine. The one that actually just fucks me up is hairless bears. Like, if you've ever seen a picture of a hairless bear, it looks terrifying.
I like bears aren't meant to be hairless. But yeah,
I
so
will
like
be honest, the only hairless bears I've seen are the Yao Guais in Fallout. So I
Well,
agree
because their
with
hair
this
fell off
sentiment.
because of mutations. But those things are terrifying.
anyway, this is Cockatur. He is a cockatrice. He's a green chicken lizard. It's what it says on the tin. I don't think there's a lot to discuss here.
Does he have a petrification effect?
Does he have a kill effect?
This is a hairless bear.
David is correct. He does have a when this card destroys by battle effect.
Oh god, Dallas, get rid of that, please. Oh shit.
I'm not going to tab over to Discord. I'm going to read Cockatur's effect. This is a level 4
that's my
beast.
boy.
Light. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can discard one Fabled monster to the graveyard to draw one card. And it is 1700, not crazy.
It's not awful. It's just there's better.
Oh
discard
yeah, no,
engines.
there's a way better engine
Yeah.
to just make Valkyris. It's
Well-
an unfortunate card that isn't
I was
necessary in
gonna
this
say-
archetype.
It seems like it's an alternate way because it does do both. It does.
What rarity is it,
discard
actually?
stuff.
It's a super rare in 4, so it's the equivalent of a common.
Yeah, this. No, honestly, this just feels like.
It's
Well,
a
if you didn't get
super
this
rare.
card, you can run this one.
How are we ever gonna pull it?
So
Super rare is common in that set, Robin.
I'm calling back to when someone was like, "It's a secret rare for the
Oh, that
third
was just
time."
fair.
For the third time.
No one's gonna pull this.
We can't pull it.
okay, all right, we're gonna move swiftly on, and this is an art that looked okay until I saw it up close. Let's see if you
this-
notice
bro,
something
yeah.
about this one. This is our
Yeah.
first the Fabled synchro, a Fabled Beast synchro.
Ties.
Well,
Why are ties there?
Oh my goodness.
Ties on
Yeah.
this thing.
yeah, no, that's what
Take
I
back
was
the
thinking when I
full-
pulled. This is the Fabled Kudabi, and
It makes me think of like a weird sacred bowl or something.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
no.
a bowl.
Obviously Indian.
And this is the level 4 synchro we've seen so far. It's, I mean, yeah, like so other than the fact that those eyes are way too piercing and detailed, that's creepifying.
It's a demon bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a possessed cow. It's the little gremlin is riding it to victory. It's a cow. There's not much to say about its art. It's wearing some coverings, but it's a cow.
Bitch, I'm a cow.
I'm pretty sure it's a bull.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
is there artifacts?
Probably.
It appears to be male. Granted, I'm no expert at sexing cows, but
Oh wow.
I don't want to be any
I think
experts at
cows tend
sexy
to have the
cows.
bigger
I'm gonna be
horns,
honest.
so-
Well, I mean, if it's a
Bull.
bull, it's a male.
Also,
That's
can you
just.
get the image out of the chat, please?
Oh, hairless bear.
Yeah, could you?
Nah, that's my boy. He can stay.
What?
I mean, I don't actually think that
Thank you.
hairless bears are that freaky, but
No, I
Do
just.
you want to see
I
a
just
hairless
thought that-
chimpanzee?
no.
Thank you.
Oh.
What did I do?
Are you just gonna post a picture of me?
Dallas, why do you do? Dallas, I look up to you sometimes. Why do you do
What did
this?
I do? I've been back for 5
he does
seconds.
it to get a rise out of people.
No, I just people think art is
Nah.
disgusting, and I just don't get grossed out by a lot.
So it's supposed
I mean, to be
be-
fair, I wasn't bothered by that picture of that hairless bear, but also
Huh.
Kudabi.
What did I
Yeah.
do?
Kudabi with
I don't
two
know what you're
Bs.
talking about, for spare. I don't think anyone has anything against you right now.
People keep saying my name.
Literally no one is situated.
We're saying hairless, you mong.
Oh, okay.
Careful, Dallas.
Literally.
I heard S bear. Okay.
No, we're saying
This bear.
we were making fun of
saying
Omega
hairless bear.
because he said hairless bird.
I mean, if you want, I can
I
make
mentioned
fun
a
of you.
hairless chicken before, but no.
Can
We were,
I
talking-
just
I mean, Robin,
we were talking
Robin,
about
do
the
that
bear
anyway.
with no hair. I made it rhyme, therefore I'm superior. Anyway, the Fabled Kujabi, a level 4 beast synchro, 2200 attack, 1100 defense. 1 Fabled tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. This card gains the following effect based on the number of cards in your hand. 0, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. 3 or more, destroy this card during the end phase. So if you can yeet your entire hand when you summon this, in order to summon this card, or just set them all, this
Yeah.
card is indestructible.
A monster that loses to gift card. That's crazy.
Yeah, this
why
is
would
a
you play
monster that gets
card?
hard countered by Trickstar
Empty
Reincarnation.
jar.
Yeah.
Well, not reincarnation, because reincarnation you draw the same number of cards.
Oh yeah,
correct?
no, it's Morphing Jar. Yeah, Morphing Jar is a hard counter.
Morphing jar and gift card. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, draw 5 cards, nerd.
I.e., one of the reasons you don't run a lot of this card. This is definitely a one of in your extra deck.
Yeah. Now, being a level 4 synchro, that's a pretty decent tech option.
But also the existence of this card has only cemented to me that Fabled Infernity is a real deck.
Oh no, it
Very
is.
depth.
It was a deck at the time before Infernity Archfiend got banned.
Fabled Infernity is real and can hurt you.
Yes, correct.
Fabled Infernity is a real deck because
Vesper, if you can make it happen, I will give you mad respect.
No. There's
because you know
there's
what you
other
can
people
do?
in our set who want to play.
You know what you can do? You can go Fabled Kodoki Doki.
Words.
This one into the Infernity Doom Archfiend with Cerberus.
Oh.
All right.
Damn.
So we're moving on from Kudabi to
Right, because you
the Fabled Nozuchi.
I love this art.
Which, by the
it's
way,
adorable.
they spelled it the most ridiculous, ludicrous way.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah, no, they
please
did.
punch Tewart.
They did.
Because in Japanese, this is just Mago Shinjo Nozuchi. Like, literally just N-O Zuchi. In the TCG, this is spelled No-Zu-Chi. Like, double vowels all the way down. It is
Yeah,
awful.
no. Not chi as in C-H-I. No.
Double E.
C-H-E-E.
Can we at least? I want to at least make a point that like I love this thing. Just so happy to be here and strangle this.
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
this is
no, this
actually
card's
just-
great. I love this art.
Well, I mean, it's a salamander. Salamanders are
Yeah.
adorable. They're objectively one of the most adorable reptiles. Or
Yeah.
amphibians.
So this is the comfort animal of the Fable.
yeah.
No,
It's like I'm dying.
I'm happy.
Tell my boss I hated him.
Any complaints about this one being hairless?
No, well, I mean,
It can't
As
have
lo-
hair.
it probably has a nice mucus going
I
on.
mean, to be fair, this is a beast-type monster, and it's clearly some kind of reptile or
Okay.
water.
Yeah, no. That's my... well, I mean, it should be aqua because it's a salamander,
Yeah.
and I believe amphibians generally are aqua.
Yes, frogs are aqua, a famous aqua archetype. But obviously, right, like, that's part of the theming for archetypes. The 5Ds era is when Yu-Gi-Oh! Starts to be like, wait, do we have to be literal with types? Because sometimes we don't, and honestly, we're better for it. It's just, it's one of those things where you get a card like Fabled Nozuchi, and you're like, wait, you're a light beast type?
No, this is definitely a good one of, because its effect is pretty nice.
Yeah,
But
and
you don't want it
honestly,
all the time?
I think the art's not. There's not much to say about the art. It's yet another Fabled in front of a volcano exploding. I don't know why
yeah.
there's so many exploding volcanoes where the Fableds are, but
Because they
literally-
ate the Jirax.
That literally looks like an image of a volcano they just mosaicked.
oh yeah, no, they like Photoshop filtered some fucking
It's like,
Yeah.
shit.
the
I'm
actual
gonna
art of
say-
it.
Oh,
is
that's a
garbage.
hazy flame background, actually.
Yeah.
Broken.
This is
There's
a hazy
a
flame.
battery in the next
No. Unfortunately, this is a Neo Flame background because that's when this came out.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Hazy Flames to beat Shadal's next week.
Can't wait for Omega to play Hazy Flames. It's gonna be
Guys,
so
how about you
good.
guys play Hazy Flames yourself?
Honestly, Hazy Flames is not a bad idea
Okay,
in the limited
Well,
as
set.
you say that,
Hazy
Vesper
Flames.
bodied me with Uriah Hazy Flames once. There's
I
a
know.
video on our channel.
It's already happened, and I helped build that. It's fine.
Anyway,
We really need
look,
to
Look,
play.
So,
look, Alice
Nozuchi-
has been killed by Mystic Shineball Turbo. Anything can happen.
Nozuchi is a
wait.
level 2 beast with 1200 attack. During your main
Okay,
phase,
no,
you
bring
can
that up, but
discard
you're not wrong.
one Fabled monster and special summon this card from your hand. When this card is special summoned this way, you can summon one level 2 or lower Fabled monster from your hand.
What
So he
is-
gets you discard one, you summon him, and you can summon a 2. So you can immediately go into Kudabi if you wanted
No,
to.
you can immediately go
you-
into.
Why,
You can
why
discard
does
Cerberus.
your,
No,
why does
you
your
can-
alcohol have an explosive warning
So
on
you
it?
guys are thinking too
Small brain.
small brain. Yeah, this is an auto black. Or what I used to use it for is it's an auto black rose dragon. Because you discard Ganesha, Ganesha summons itself. This summons this, and then you special a Cerberus from hand, and synchro that out into black rose.
And you
That is
could
also a valid tool
yeah.
if you get the right tools. But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very good synchro tool card. I would agree that you
Also-
probably don't run more than one
Yeah,
or two of
'cause
him.
unfortunately, usually the only twos you're running in the deck is Cerberus. So
You don't run it into what was the name of like the level 5 they had again for
Raijin.
like Dual Fabled?
Raijin?
Yeah. Also, you
That
just put Raijin on this
doesn't
too?
work because it's
No,
twos.
because he's not a tuner.
He's not a
Yeah.
tuner. It's 2 or lower. So
Right.
No, if he was a tuner, you'd be running 3 of him. Because he'd be busted. But
that's why he's not a
No.
tuner. You use him to set
Yeah.
up tunas.
yeah, you
So
use him to set up
this is the card that arguably set us down this path tonight.
Pegasus.
Guys, are you ready? Get your memes in line. There's how many of you in chat? There's 18 people watching right now. Get ready for the spam.
Everyone spam it.
It's time.
Everyone get ready.
Oh, what is this? I'm not aware of this.
I'm also lost.
Dallas,
honestly.
you don't you know how to read? It's the
Oh.
fabled Pegasus. Pegasus.
Plus.
Pegasus.
God damn
Oh my
it.
God, the Gremlin,
Pegasus.
the Gremlin's having so much fun pretending to be a knight. So if this is like a series,
Is
this
this
is
an
the
Among Us
this is
meme?
the weird one-off episode about like the weird enemy
It's not an
minion
Among
that
Us meme. The Spares made it an Among Us meme.
this is like the weird mook that wants to be like a hero for an episode and then dies.
Yeah, no, this card is okay. Also, yeah, no, this card's okay.
So
It's
I
alright.
mean, like this
It's adorable.
It's so dead brain.
for being sus, this Pegasus is not actually
yeah.
that sus. It doesn't look that evil. It looks like he's fucking stoned.
No, like
Yeah.
sus jokes aside, this card's all right. It's pretty.
It looks
fun.
like he's stoned or has realized the inevitable heat death of the universe.
Or
he is-
one of the
he's
two.
caught-
or he's learned that he's become a mook villain. He's become a mook.
Or
villain.
No.
that
He
the-
look at the you can see the gentle curvature of the Earth in this backdrop. He has seen the limits of space and the limits of mankind, and he's realized we are all cosmic space dust, and we're going to die
I
to a
mean,
star
to
destroyer.
be fair,
I think he's doing advanced calculus in his head.
well, I mean, to be fair, we took a hot break from the lore, but I will dip us back into the lore. The Fables did kind of watch the world burn to the ground from the worm invasion, and then go, actually no, they had a good idea. We're gonna do that.
We're gonna finish the job.
By the way,
You know
I
what?
don't know if you have
Don't
because I
like
don't
those
check
guys. I
our
like
thing.
their plan.
Okay,
Whatever
there you
parts
go.
of the lore
Robin
we
did
kind
do
of
it. I was
missed.
gonna be like, hey, Robin, did you remind Lucky? Because we crossed.
I've been reminding Lucky every single day
Alright.
at different times because that's how I do.
Thank
He
you for
purchased the Robin alarm. He knows what he did.
On the
Okay.
toes.
So Pegasus here is actually a level 1 beast tuner. 100 attack, 1600 defense on a level 1. Not shabby. When this card is
Only
discarded to
defensive
the
monster
graveyard,
means-
you can special summon it. Face down on your side of the field. When this card is flipped face up, you can reveal one Fabled monster in your hand to send one Fabled monster from your deck to your graveyard. So it's a tuner. It does want to go face down. It's like the only one that does, but it has graveyard setup effects, and it is a level 1 tuna. It's alright.
Yeah,
I love this
adorable.
Gremlin art, but
Tuna.
it's not
not great.
That
it's
was
not the best. It's
Probably
got
a
tech
better
options.
tuner.
It's got tech options, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
definitely not a 3 of. This is not the level 1 tuner you jam hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This is the Fabled in a nutshell.
Yes.
I spaced out what its attack was, but it's fine.
But yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, I've never run that in my life.
I hate being lied to go.
So in an archetype that has a fuck ton of tuners, when you're just a kind of average meh tuner, you kind of get cut.
Yeah.
When you're an archetype of tuners that has little cute Cerberus, bro. I mean,
No, you would never go over Cerberus.
You kind of have better cards.
Yeah,
Plus
there's
it's level 1,
better
and level 1
options
is-
for what this does. Like it's got tech options. It's not the best. Speaking of tech options, let us switch to a new one. And I don't know exactly what Vesper said to me. They want to know when the next one was, but that was a little bit ago.
Well, they were talking about Pegasus, 100%.
Yeah, I need to say this one because I love saying this name, even though it's
Yeah,
not
sure.
great. It is Ruby Ruda.
Yeah.
Okay, Omega once more in English.
The fabled Ruby Ruda, or
Thank you.
Ruby
I like
Arada
Ruda.
for some reason in the Romanji, but Ruby Ruda. It's a
Garuda.
Garuda, but Ruby.
Oh shit! Is this a crystal beast?
No,
Close,
that'd be funny,
but no.
but no.
This is a
Funny.
beast. This
It's
is a beast
carrying
tuna.
a little tiny throne on its back.
Yeah, the
Also,
gremlins
this
come
is
up
a secret rare in Starstrike Blast.
One lever bullet.
What's it do?
It's a level 4 tuner. Its
Yeah.
effect is shit.
but it's a level 4 tuner. But so like art wise, I mean, this has got an action shot. Like this bird is clearly going fast. Something hyperdrive.
Wait a second.
And this
Well,
poor
it means
gremlin,
in hyperdrive.
this
Do
poor
you think
gremlin
you can win?
cannot.
Only if I lose. Just let destiny choose.
This
Why do you
gremlin
remember
cannot
this?
hold on. Axe,
Yeah,
how come you
this-
don't remember it? Are you just a
this-
big
this-
fan of 5Ds?
It was my childhood. I don't remember a lot of things when I was younger.
This
Well, for
bird is
Axe's
like
childhood was like 12 years ago when we were 6.
I don't
so
blame
you're
him not remembering 5Ds. 5Ds is
I
terrible.
was 10, 12 years ago, good sir.
look. This bird is like
Fucking
one-
Zygo.
one-
Same thing.
this,
Not
this-
really.
This,
You are but a Bob.
This really is the part of the stream where we go off the rails. But no, my brain's hardwired to
Yeah,
remember
'cause you showed up
concepts.
without
That's how I
that.
am.
this bird is like 1 year away from going plaid.
No,
Yeah,
th-
no,
this-
he's definitely close to plating. But as a level 4 tuner, that makes sense. So,
He's
yeah, it's a
bad.
level 4 tuner. Its effect exists. When this face-up card you control is selected as an attack target, you can discard one Fable monster to negate.
And
That's
honestly,
not
hard
awful?
take with all the cards in Fabled. I don't even think it's good. Like, it's just bad.
No, it's a common thing where for a large period of 5Ds there, they make level 4 tuners shit because they think they're too strong. And they're
Like,
probably
this
right.
one, honestly, this
but
one's
still.
not. I wouldn't say this one is shit. I mean, its stats are awful for a level 4. It's got 1100 attack. But it's got a negate effect that does a thing you want to do anyway. That's not awful. It's not a once per turn.
It is a I've never seen this card right.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the reason why is because it came out in Starstrike Blast as a secret rare, and there were better secrets coming out around that time.
Oh, it's
Also-
in a core set?
Yeah, it's a core set.
Yeah.
Oh, this card's terrible. Fuck,
Just
get out of here.
run Debris Dragon.
True.
Debris
Do run
Dragon?
The Debris Dragon.
There is
though.
a very weird feeling I get about seeing all the
I want
Fabled and then
Debris
most of the Fabled beasts.
Well, we've got
very-
one more, so
Oh yeah, but like
Oh,
it's.
wow,
I guess I'll save the. I guess I'll
sure,
save the whole like aesthetic at the end of it then.
because we've got the
The,
one you probably
that
know about
aesthetic.
because I believe this one also becomes a Necroz.
Yes, Unicorn.
Oh yeah.
So
never-
you've probably
I was
heard
wondering.
of this man, even if you haven't heard of this version of this man.
This
horse.
is like the,
Uh,
this is level 5, I think.
No, 4.
No, it's level
Both
4.
of
But
these- both of the Fabled secrets are
Necro
4.
Unicorn was one who was banned for a long time. He was actually really fucking good.
Oh yeah, no.
So yeah,
yeah.
this is the Fabled Unicorn.
This card is hilarious.
It's
and
kind
I
of a-
use this in one of my Fabled builds when you do really dumb shenanigans stuff, but in a normal deck, this is bad.
You know, it's kind of
This-
amazing how both of the really like some of the best Fabled monsters became one evil swarm.
Why are its eyes?
Yeah, its eyes are
I-
weird. I don't know what
No,
expression
they-
it's making.
No,
Very
th-
human. It has a very human facial expression despite being a
Axe,
horse.
this card is not good. This card
Okay.
is for meme decks.
Okay.
It-
Well, at least
I
let's
think the
know.
problem with with why its eyes are weird. This is it's got forward-facing eyes, which is not how a lot of
Horses
herbivores
work.
work. I believe horses are more
Yeah.
wide set. But
Yeah,
it's got a very
they
humanoid
are.
forward-facing face, which is unusual.
Yeah, very unusual.
Which makes it look a little weird.
So this unicorn is sus.
Very much so. And that gremlin though, he's having a great time. He's like, "Look how big my horse is. Fuck you guys."
This is the most composed gremlin I've seen so far.
Well, the reason
because
is
he's on
because
a- he's
it's
on
the
a
same
unicorn.
gremlin that was on Kudabai. So he's actually what this means is he's actually the best gremlin because he's trained to 2 full Fabled Beasts.
So this is a level 4 synchro, 2300 attack, 1k defense, 1 Fabled tuner, 1 or more non-tuner monsters. When you and your opponent have the same number of cards in hand, negate all spell, trap, and effect monster effects activated by your opponent and destroy that spell, trap, or monster. So if you and your opponent have the same number of cards in hand, Omni Negate. Your opponent can't do shit.
The only way to comfortably do that is to somehow get you and your opponent to 0 cards.
Yeah, no,
Or
that is the way you do it.
Mill your hand to fit the exact number,
you
but
play a hand loop deck with this card. This is actually an end state card for Trishula hand loops that I've seen used.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
Where you loop your hand, you loop your opponent's hand, and then you go.
That would be very timely. This card was from Hidden Arsenal 4 Trishula's Triumph.
Or actually, no, that's not
down
what
to
you
the
do.
same cards, and your opponent says, "Okay, well, I play my spell, and I'm at a different hand size."
No, yeah. What you do is you go down to 1 card, I believe, and you put your opponent down to 0. So they draw their card, and then you can negate it.
Yeah.
I can't remember how it works.
And then you make sure the card in hand is a hand trap, so you can discard it if needed.
Regardless, you just make it sure. Yeah. Regardless, this card is not good in a real deck.
Did we show Necros of Valkyrus on screen when we showed Valkyrus?
I don't think so.
we did not go into Necros.
We're probably gonna. We'll
okay.
probably do that.
I know. But I'll just post Unicorn in the chat people to see Unicorn since we posted.
Honestly, I don't like the Unicorn art, but I know this card.
That card. I like the.
Let me get a better one. That's
a C. That's a C. Yeah, Secret Rare Scan. I'm going to pull up the art for the field spell, which also came out recently. They didn't have a field spell until Blazing Vortex.
Oh, look, it's like their portal.
Yeah, this is the Stairway to the Fabled Realm.
Oh, okay. They literally have a special pocket dimension world.
There are
they come from underground.
I was going to wait till we got to this for one last actual lore dump in that the Fabled Realm is where the Fabled resided. They slept in. It's the Underdark. It's your generic Underdark place.
Robin. There's no physical stairway. There's just everyone's playing Stairway to Heaven.
The doorway between the Fabled Realm and the dual terminal world was slowly eroded by the worm invasion.
Also, you can. This is absolutely a 2021. We are fixing this archetype with a field spell card. It is a block of text. All right, Dallas.
Oh my goodness! I looked it up.
Okay. When this
Whoa.
card is activated, you can send 1 Fabled monster from your deck to the graveyard. Period. You can target 1 Fabled monster in your graveyard. Discard 2 cards, and if you do, add that monster to your hand. You can only use this effect of Stairway to the Fabled Realm once per turn.
But the first effect is soft once per, or not even once per turn.
No, it's just when this card is activated.
When you activate, so if you fucking chicken game this, play it 3 times, you get 3 Foolish Burials.
And then you can use its second effect, and you have 3 cards in the graveyard to fuck about with.
But Robin, it has more effects.
What?
No,
if your Fabled monster attacks an opponent's monster, and you have less cards in your hand than your opponent, your monster gains attack equal to the difference in the number of cards, times 200, during damage calculation only. You can only activate 1 Stairway to the Fabled Realm per turn.
Oh my god,
never mind. You can only activate it once per turn. Okay.
You can actually activate more than 1 Fabled a turn. But
okay. The Galaxy brain me.
But I will say though,
Eternity Fabled exists.
No, but I will say the second effect is a once per turn, but I believe it's a soft once per turn.
No, it says you can only use this effect of Stairway to the Fabled Realm once per turn.
And once per turn and once that turn, if it was a hard once per turn.
No, isn't it just you can only use this effect of that
you can
colon
only use
card?
this effect of card once per turn.
Yeah.
That's how you get hard once per turn. You've already drunk too much and it's been like 2 seconds.
You can also... You can only activate 1 per turn anyway, so I don't think it fucking matters.
Well, no, but
it would be for turn 2. You activate it, you play a new one.
Then it would reset.
I don't think so because it name checks the card. It doesn't say once per turn you can blah blah blah. It says you can only use the discard 2 cards effect to add a monster to your hand. You can only use this effect of Stairway to the Fabled Realm, so you can't use that effect of Stairway to the Fabled Realm.
Yeah, okay.
The only thing you would get is the activation effect.
Which in some cases works out.
No? Okay.
No? Okay.
So that's Fables. That's basically all of them.
There is Fabled trees, and we discussed that. Did we show
we did not. I did not pull the art, but we might as well. They literally only have 2 spell traps, so they both came out this year. So I can see if I can dig up that card art.
For reason then.
That's.
And I mean, there isn't much to talk about for the field spell effect. It's Topi, Luri, and Raven.
It's all of their named henchmen.
Yeah, they're just vibing.
It shows how Raven's claws work, kind of. Like they're actually Tartar's arms.
So, this is the card for Tis Fabled Treason, then, which you made that joke, Robin, but that's literally what this card art is.
What was it again?
Fabled Treason.
Ah.
It's just Andraith has just showed up to Leviathan to be like, and Leviathan is menacingly auraing like, oh, so it's treason then, motherfucker.
I think I made the joke. It's like, no, I've come to kill you now.
Oh, you are approaching me.
And clearly that is the transformed form of that other one that came out in Blazing Vortex.
Oh,
What was his
totally. Yeah,
name?
it's its actual. It's chimera form.
Man, it was with an M.
Markotia?
Yeah, Markotia.
Markotia?
Because he had the snake tail and the wings and stuff.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So
it's
he
probably,
can, he can clearly turn into a flying wolf man.
chimera. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
question it. It just does.
So like he's like the new regime of the Fable, I guess. So it's like this is season 2 now.
I mean,
motherfucker.
to be fair, he did come out way later and is a card they need as the 6 compared to Leviathan,
Yes.
which is a level 10 they don't need.
So
And
It
also
arguably
does a
don't
thing
ever
when it
play.
gets discarded.
No,
So,
yeah,
arguably,
Konami knew what they were doing.
I really like the old like 80s style gothic anime aesthetic for Fable, and it's like it really feels like it's a whole series of like this is the enemy faction of like a whole like Castlevania style anime series.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see like some archetypes we've seen for Hidden Arsenal are goofy, like Jirak. What the fuck? Why are they there? What are they doing? But like Allies of Justice is very schizophrenic in its design. Like it's all over the place. It doesn't know what it's doing or what's happening, but it's at least trying. And a lot of their best cards and most memorable cards do have a consistent aesthetic. But like when you get to shit like Worms and like Fabled, no, these guys have a vibe you can follow, and they do actually feel like they are part of a contiguous world. Like, other than Uristos, none of the Fabled monsters really looked out of place. Like, they all follow the theme.
Yeah,
Also
Diff.
Diff, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Diff too. But even then, Diff and Uristos both had elements, right? Like, they were both winged. They both had different aesthetics. It was mostly just Diff, for instance, had a bad color scheme, and Uristos was too bony. I think.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing with Diff is that I think Diff could fit with the Fable aesthetic. We just can't fucking see him. That's the thing.
It's true. You literally can't see his body. Like, maybe he has extra bling. Everything is just weirdly light shifted.
Like, there's also the Beast, which feel like we talked about them being like the joke idea of them being like the like a monster a week kind of like enemy group, and like the Beast are basically what they send out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Like the Beast feel weird. That like they feel weirdly. They feel amusingly contrasting to like most of the Fabled.
Yeah, probably deliberately, but they have the right
they're not
elements
the
at
same.
least. Like they have callbacks and forth.
Yeah, they're all like very opulently designed, covered in armor and stuff.
Beasts are different because they are very clearly not fabled. They're just tamed.
Yeah, they're just like the
Which is
Fabled pets.
obviously the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. I mean, so technically this one's it's almost 3 hours. It's not that short for a Failed Portrayal.
We've
It's
covered
nice
the
and
whole
chunky.
thing. Yeah.
We covered all of Fabled. What further dual terminal nonsense can we do? Who knows? Is there
Mist
a
Valley or some bullshit?
Is there a jump?
Mist
Is there a
Valley.
good jump off of Fabled? I mean, they did mention the Mist Valleys, and we talked about Mist Valley Clausois already.
We could do Dark Worlds.
Could also do Dark World. That is on my list.
Yeah.
Go back and do Dark World, and then do Mist Valley when I'm here.
We'll see what happens tomorrow if we get done fast or slow. We do have one less game. We can. The bracket is set. I think, Marth, it seems like most of your tech diff has gotten sorted out, but you decided to take a week off.
Yeah, I was.
You had kind of a stressful last week, with all because you had a lot of tech difficulties. If people have listened to the
Because
episode
if
already.
I had like an hour to actually search for card for people to trade with, I could have done something, but that was like 5 minutes.
It was a rough period because you were having problems with both EDO Pro and Discord. So you were like, I'll take a week off.
That's no fault to anyone here. It's just 5 minutes is not enough when I'm trying to search through my collection.
It was bad. So you took a week off, so we only got 6 games. We've got a double bye. Me and Vesper have the bye. Will either of us make it out of semis and make it to the finals and not die? You'll see.
You sadly can't
Find out next time.
I think Vesper and me are both approaching meme tier of like being goo, but not being that goo. Like, because
forever the mid tier.
We have fairly good win rates, but also I think Vesper is at 22 losses and I'm at 21, which are the most out of anybody. So
the most games.
It's wild. Dallas will remind you.
Also, someone might not be playing their best deck, so cards don't get banned. And I will
What are you
absolutely
talking
call them out on air.
Oh, hi, Vesper.
They are very clearly not playing their best deck because it's like, well, I don't want this card to get banned before the deck becomes broken.
Coward.
I mean, it's a strategy. I just know
Axe can say coward. He has absolutely done that. Well, and fuck, I've done that. It was 2 weeks ago, I think, now, but that 1 week where I played Gravekeepers versus Vesper, I had a very high-level dragon-based deck, but I'm like, I can't play Horus against Vesper first round. I'm going to get Horus banned again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Vesper's actually really good at picking bans.
I don't even mind Horus. It's just fucking... It's the Horus that says, stop playing the fucking game.
Yeah, no, here's the problem. I'm as Dallas would say, I'm starting to get sweaty. I'm hunting for the win. So at some point, I got to get in there and do goo. I'm hoping that the deck I am playing this week will be enough. And if not, well, there's always next week.
Yeah. If you play a hard deck and someone else loses because they're playing aliens, that's on them for playing aliens.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Vesper should not be playing aliens until next week because there's no new alien cards.
Well, I'll also say, I will. I mean, it's a spoiler, but I guess it's another week. I didn't ban any cards and the guy lost to because I played aliens. I banned the card. I banned the card that's a real card that should be banned, at least for the time being. I think it can come back. It's for the time being. It's rude.
Treeborn in the era of Frognark Synchro potentially is that all right?
Yeah.
No,
Look,
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Treeboard is that good of a card anymore.
Shut the fuck up.
Here's the thing. Let me rephrase that. I don't think it's as good of a card as it used to be.
Well, but Dallas,
you've
consistently had bad takes this entire stream though.
When was my bad
from a
take
tier
other than
so
this?
broken
That's fair.
card to
During
one
this
really
stream,
good card.
that's a bit uncalled for.
It's not.
No, I have plenty of bad takes other times. I've had great takes this stream.
Dallas, let's be honest.
Hey, Dallas.
That third round is what got Frog banned.
No, Dallas. Actually,
Look, I'm not saying I don't think Frog
Dallas,
should
real
be
quick.
banned. I'm just saying.
No, Dallas. Name a Dark Fabled real quick.
Look, okay.
Name a Dark Fabled real quick.
All right. No, there's a difference between bad takes and me being a dumbass.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference between
Dallas,
editing
what's
bad.
a Kate sit?
Oh.
What's a Kate sit though?
No, that's just because Omega's a pretentious fuck when it comes to pronunciation.
No, that's how that's pronounced.
Pronunciation.
I mean,
Listen, Dallas, if I can talk to the animal asshole who thinks that Gaelic THs should be pronounced not th, I would love to find them and throttle them, but I didn't make
Omega,
those
I
rules.
can't pronounce regular English. What do you think you
Look,
think you can
Dallas,
pronounce Gaelic?
I'll admit, I'm mostly chatting at you because of
Oh, no, I know.
But I mean,
No.
I think Treeborn deserves to be at least take a timeout. It's rude.
I don't blame that ban. I definitely don't think it was the most deserved ban. I still think that went to Witch.
Yeah, what is the card?
Witch is not okay.
Which hasn't been okay for a while.
Yeah,
Witch is just a broken card.
Oh, I mean,
And,
which was in my sights because that is a card I infamously have none of, and several people have more than one of, and it's arguably not all right because it does stuff.
Yeah, and it's I believe it's pink listed because like a handful of cards in our list. A pink list is something I guess come up with off the cuff, but it's a card that is only that can come off, but not anytime soon.
I don't think
Because of
Treeborn
how
is
the
even
game
bad,
evolves.
but that's just
No,
a
not
personal
Treeborn.
opinion.
What
what's
about
the card
as
opposite right
I'm
now?
Probation?
gonna hit fucking Momongas just so someone doesn't play 3 of them every deck. That's it.
All right, Rob.
Look, I think only
Momongas
one
are
person
gone.
does that right now.
Yes, I know.
Yes, it's very pointed.
This is
It's very pointed, Axe.
You.
Good.
Is the Dread College
Robin, don't-
just a single deck
I'm
without
waiting.
3 Momonga?
Here's
No.
the thing. I'm
Robin has the beautiful quality of being a audience member for 26 or 27 weeks or whatever, but also being technically connected to the format, like drafting with us and helping us with test games and
Robin,
stuff.
have seen
I want to tell
Momonga more than
I
any
would
other
love-
card in the format.
Well, but
I would love you
But
to-
also, not only is Robin connected to the format, he basically has Robin has a backseat to most of my collection that I don't really talk about a lot because I'm
Robin,
not able to be around in most
love
of
for
the
you to
casual
salty
times.
ban because then that gives me an excuse to start salty banning.
It's not a
I'm
salty
okay with
ban.
that.
He's just tired of
No.
that. Dallas, you don't
It's not
understand how
something,
bans
man.
work.
I'm not losing
Freed
to
gets the
it.
yellow
I am
David
Dallas,
playing the
banning
same deck
Freed
every
is
time.
not a spite ban. It's just David plays
Fable.
Freed every deck, every
Too much.
game. I'm tired of seeing his face.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm tired of David playing the same deck, the same
And
20
I could say
every
the
time.
same thing about
And the thing
cards.
is,
Dallas,
Freed came
you
back.
banned Pot of Greed not because it was OP yet, but because you saw it every game.
If you want me
Oh,
to,
no,
if you want me to come in salty banning, I'm gonna hit Marshmallow.
Oh, you want to go that way? You wanna go that way? We'll hit- You don't
mean, that's fair.
understand. I can make Gavin look like a reasonable human being. When
Yeah, but I'm not. The thing though, Dallas, is I'm not MBT. I'm not gonna put up with that shit.
That's fair.
He's not gonna. He's not gonna.
I'm not gonna roll. I'm not gonna roll over and let you ban Raigeki break.
Oh no, I was gonna ban Mystic Tomato.
I mean, I gotta be honest, Dallas. That doesn't sound like a salty ban. That might actually be legit for some weeks.
Oh
Dark
no,
is really
it's
bullshit.
salty when I traded two of them to Robin.
My tomato beats. No.
That's my
I love this conversation so much.
I know what
I want to preface this, by the way, in case you didn't tell, this stream has been Dark World Grimoire and Mist Valley with question marks for like 5 minutes at least.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, yeah, no, I'm looking at it.
We're gonna wind down.
But like,
some of us are getting tipsy. Some of us.
David,
are
David, I appreciate this advice in stride.
I'm getting
after
tipsy on
like
life.
5 hours of us being the brain trust.
Yeah, we've
but,
been
David,
here for a while. Vesper at least
brain
has
trust with no
Vesper has
brain.
been double crushed. First of all, roll 20, fuck them, and then that thing that happened we talked about earlier. We don't need to mention again.
And then their alcohol, and then their heart element.
So now
Alright,
Vesper is
alcohol.
running their sorrows. It's late. Dallas is on a phone somewhere. He's lost in LA. He's got to escape.
There's the whole thing of.
But is there fear and
You got
loathing
Craven
in Las
there, so-
Vegas?
So does
Not
that
yet.
mean I gotta build a space station or something?
I don't actually remember how Escape from LA goes. I think I may have only seen Escape from New York.
No, Escape from LA went into space.
Okay, great. But yeah, somebody in chat suggested Elswarm. Much like Necroz, we probably have to do a lot more hidden arsenals before we can do Elswarm because we would have to reference a lot of fucking cards that used to be Elswarms.
Okay, it's just like,
You know
okay,
what
so
problem
this
with-
card was this card before, this card was
Well,
this
so
card
the
before,
general problem
so-
with archetypes like Shaddols, Ulswarms, Necros,
No references.
they're all hardwired into late era dual terminal where they assume you know fucking everything that already happened, essentially.
Yeah.
Look, the lore of Doom
Terminal! You said it, you can't
is almost
unsay it.
as bad as the lore of fucking Blaze Blue.
Kinda, yeah. Blaze Blue can be quite inconsistent.
Blaze Blue is nonsense bullshit.
It has moments of that, yeah.
No, I don't care if you like
moments.
the fighting game. I don't care. If you actually tell me the story is coherent, you're wrong and
No,
stupid.
it's not coherent. I'm saying sometimes it literally contradicts itself, is what I meant.
I mean, yes.
Often.
It starts with a time-traveling demon god
Yes, it does. Oh my god, you're right. Fuck.
that was made with a nuclear explosion, I think.
Oh my god, you're
I don't
double right.
fucking
Fuck.
know.
I don't even know what card this is.
Do you know what archetype it is?
Hell
Isn't
no.
this Ishvi?
Yeah, this is Gishi. This is Aqua Mirror Illusion.
Oh, right, Gish
also
is a dual
technically-
criminal.
Yeah, it is.
Technically,
Yes,
That-
this is a non-archetype card because it's an Aqua Mirror. but
Oh no, but it's a Gishki. It's a Gishki card, but the younger card is also a Necros card, I believe.
Noelia is several cards, I believe, at this point. It's
well,
because her
fair.
mother murders her in this card, she becomes several other cards.
Vesper, technically, if you want to be real, Gishki Shadow is technically a Necros card. It wasn't supposed to be, but it
Well,
is.
yeah, and this again, this is the problem with this is just the problem.
No, I just mean you run
If you
Gishki
want to
Shadow.
cover
and
every
cards?
you have to cover every other dual summon archetype. Then, but also that,
so-
we have Old Swarms just hanging around. But also that, then
So
we have
Gi-
Zephyr.
so-
Then we have Teller
so
Knights.
Gishki-
But then we also have.
Gishki-
But then we have
So to
Is
explain
this
to
one of the
this,
last Yushi cards that have come out?
explain to this. Gishki Shadow is a card that is really good for Gishki. It's this water monster counts as all tributes for the ritual summon of a water ritual monster, which is great in Gishki. Gishki was never that really top tier deck, and then they made Necros. And they're
Well,
all
it's
water.
because I'm pretty sure it's because they banned or limited the good Eva Gishki rituals.
yeah. What happened with Gishki is people went
Lose?
Goose
Oh,
Crack.
abuse of hand loops.
They went Goose Crack and you have no hand. And Konami went stop that.
So,
Gishki-
Yeah,
that's what-
Eva
yes, you're right.
Gishki was like,
meta for,
I take your hand, and Konami was like, nope. None
No,
of that.
I remember when Rada covered all of the Yushi cards. Is this the last Yushi card that came out, or I'm thinking of
Probably. This art looks pretty modern. I don't know when Aquamirror Illusion came out. Let me look it up.
Well,
Because,
this looks like it came out in an Adamancipator set, if I were to guess the art style.
Whoa, no. While this is late, this is not that recent. This is 2012, Hidden Arsenal 6, not even the last Hidden
Oh,
Arsenal.
shit.
Wait, then, okay, I guess it's only like midway because I thought the Yushi storyline ended with this card.
Well, no,
Just because the storyline ends with the card
perspective.
doesn't mean that that's the latest card that came out, unfortunately.
Because remember, much like all of the dual terminal archetypes, because they hate us, the Gishkis have like two different forms. They have Gishki and Eva Gishki.
Yeah, the
Right,
rituals
yeah.
are
Also,
because
Gishki
they
means
were
ritual, and I hate it.
also they're literally ritual
Wicked
because the
forms,
Japanese name is Ritua, aka ritual, and the
No, that's
Eva
right.
Gishki is
the
evil
word
ritual.
and it's just like. So every time fucking I hear in fucking Duel Links, I hear Gishki Shokan. I'm like, I'm not playing Gishki. But oh no, wait, never mind.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, it would be the other way around because it would be ritual Shokan in because
It
they did that
depends
way.
on which character's saying it, Omega. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
Like Pegasus goes, ooh, Gishki Shokan. Look, I can't do Pegasus' voice. My voice doesn't go that high.
no, you can't. That man has a very unique voice in both versions of
I
the
have to
audio.
punch myself in the nuts.
Anyway, I think I need to call it a night.
Yeah, well, we've crossed the 3-hour mark. We should be going away. But welcome to what happens when the fail portrayal
We gotta
ends.
stop doing things.
We just
Don't
break
worry.
down
called this fail
into
for a
nonsense.
Yes.
Well, thanks for coming to our Yu-Gi-Oh! TED Talk, basically.
Yeah.
My
Thank
favorite
you
highlight
for-
was when Robin just started talking about spite banning. It was great.
No, that was.
Nonsense.
I'm waiting for someone to start that dance with me. I'm
I
ready.
don't know if anybody will. I don't. And to be fair, the problem is the person who is probably the most spicy banner is Loth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
And also, Robin, if you want to like ban a manga now, it'll be great.
No, he can't.
I
He has
don't
to
have a
play and
ban.
lose.
Okay.
I have to play and lose, and we know how long that'll take.
I mean, you could just show up to surrender and then leave.
Robin, I don't know. I
No.
remember when we did those Crystal Beast mirror matches.
I won most of those. What do you mean?
No, you
You're
didn't.
ridiculous.
I
I
won.
won most of
12.
those.
I won 7 out of 12. I have them recorded.
You didn't fucking win 7 out of 12. Also, you won those because you have Crystal Tree. Shut the fuck up.
Also, I mean, I also want to throw this out there. 7 out of 12 is not a great stat. That's nearly 50-50.
But it's more than 50.
It's 50-50, and Dallas has the best card for Crystal Mirror match. It literally wins the Crystal Mirror match.
That's
Robin,
not.
Robin,
Yeah, no,
I
you're
love how you just get. I love how you just get like
You're not
usually you get like opposite, and then you just get like fuck. You just go fuck. You just go full fuck you after midway through.
Oh, I throw fights. I fight.
I mean, he's not wrong, though, because Crystal Tree does not just count your side.
So it's really dumb. It's not fair.
Which, for 99% of
Oh,
matches,
wow.
doesn't mean
That's
shit.
very funny. I didn't mean to, but I accidentally searched Failed Portrayal. this is the #1 search on Google right now out of 11 million searches, so that's cool.
Yo,
I'm sure that's Google tuning for me, but that's still neat.
But we can dream.
Oh, well, I mean, to be fair, I'm also watching it. The first four results are Failed Portrayal, which is probably is tuned to me.
Branding.
Yeah, it is us. Yeah, Fabled Beast. It is actually it's all 4 of them. Yeah.
Branding, yeah.
It's also no one's gonna type Fabled Beast normally.
Probably not, no, but branding. Yeah.
Look, I had to use a thesaurus to come up with that.
A thesaurus.
We needed thesauruses and rhyming dictionaries and shit. It was hard.
What were we gonna go with before Failed Beast? It was so fucking stupid.
It was bad. It
I
was
don't know.
really bad.
We
I don't
couldn't think of
remember, but it
anything
was
good.
awful.
It was like a double slant rhyme.
It was bad.
She's stuck in the looping. That's not fair. She's like 666.
The number of the beast.
Anyways,
999.
we're gonna I think we've used up our juice for tonight. We failed Portrayal.
To be the beast.
I had to go drink some water because my throat's trying to kill me.
YouTube is occasionally letting me know that the bitrate is getting weird, so I think it's time to go, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to Failed Portrayal.
Everyone, I hope you enjoyed like the end of the show goodness because I hope you like a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's what we do. Anyway, we're getting more and more viewers as this goes on. I'm sorry, there's nothing here. You gotta go. I'm stopping the stream.
It's over.
I'm stopping the stream. It's over. Go home.
I'll start working
Stop
before
it.
you go.
Get some help.